to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. For the next 2 hours, we will bring you the latest pro wrestling news, in-depth analysis of all your favorite promotions from across the globe, and much, much more. We will also bring you exclusive interviews with the greatest professional wrestling personalities on the local, national, and international levels. If you want to follow the Wrestle Talk Podcast, check us out online at www.wrestletalkpodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And now, it's time for the reigning, defending, undisputed leader in pro wrestling podcast, the Wrestle Talk Podcast. Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast.
Yo. It's Tuesday night, 7 o'clock Central. Only means one thing, folks. You are lucky enough to be tuned in to the best damn pro wrestling podcast in the game today. The best one, hands down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wrestle Talk Podcast. Let's go. I'm so hyped. I haven't been on in a while. I haven't got a chance to host in a while. For the folks who are new to it, my name is Sonny Money. I am one of the hosts of Wrestle Talk Podcast. Lucky to be a host. I'm a fan of the show. Besides being a host, I get to be in the mix. And I wouldn't be able to do it alone, okay? I have a brother of mine, and he is a brother. We might be different skin colors, but he's still a brother. He says that I am the godfather to him for when it comes to professional wrestling. I took him to his first independent professional wrestling show. Fast forward 10, 15 years later, my man is known through the Midwest, known in Vegas at the Cauliflower Alley Club, known on the East, known down in Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, if you tune into this podcast, you also know him. A lot of people call him Big Smoke. My kids call him Uncle Ray Ray. But folks, you know him as the one and the only. Joining me tonight to help host this very special episode, ladies and gentlemen, the Night Owl!
Que pasa, loyal members of the Wrestle Talk Podcast family. And as the kids say, everything my man Money Mayo just dropped on y'all is straight facts. Hold the cap. Pro Wrestling Godfather. I'm his big bro at the end of the day. My man took me to my first show ever. We're not going to go down this whole road.
Right.
But yes, it's been quite a few years, bro. And I'm honored to even be considered a part of the community, Sonny, because for me, the ultimate has always been the fan experience.
Sure.
And I've gone from being just a true blue, third row fan to getting an opportunity to work with some of the best people in the business, interview some of the best people in the business, be in the locker room with some of the best in the business, call matches, so on and so forth.
Bro, you even dipped your toe in the promoter pool, bro. You were even in the promoter pool for a little bit.
We did.
Yeah, I mean, just a little bit. You didn't put the whole leg in. I don't even think the ankle went in, but you dipped the toe, like the toe was in there, wiggling around. So
yeah, bro. Well, I'll tell you what, man. We had a couple of successful shows, bro, and I have the utmost respect now more than ever before, just because of how hard it is, bro, to keep everything together. You know what I'm saying? Like the relationships, the venue, the licenses, so on and so forth. But again, at the end of the day, for me, bro, it's just an honor to be a part of this community, bro. I've been so embraced. People have loved to bring me on, whether I'm working for you or working with you, man. Like the energy that we bring, I think, like, if you want it on a weekly basis, this is it, baby. Hashtag WTP, hashtag Let's Talk Wrestling. Like, if you miss me calling shows or whatever, or you miss Money Mayo as a ring announcer, we both had to take a step back. Like, This is where you're going to find us on the regular. So,
and that's, and just overall, bro, that's why I love pro wrestling, because it brings all sorts of different walks of life together. Like if you go to the gym, you're going to see people who are fit, and that's what they got in common. If you go to an AA meeting, you're going to see people who are unfortunately have a problem with a little bit of alcohol, a little scotch, whatever. You know what I mean? But you go to a pro wrestling show, you got mailmen, you got millionaires, you got women who might be men who might be women, different color hair, you know, short, tall, whatever. I met so many different walks of life in pro wrestling, and we all got one thing in common. That's just when the bell rings, we're all interested, all eyes glued to the square circle, man. And it brings such a great community together, not only here with the podcast and not only at live wrestling events, and not even only over social media, but especially over social media like the FWWC. And I know you could speak on that, Night Owl. And I know later on in the episode,
yeah, bro.
Mills
will be here. Mills will be here at 8:05, baby.
Here, bro. Yeah, man. So,
something like that.
So to be able to link in the FWWC with people all over this great country, you know what I mean? And some people we've got a chance to meet, some we haven't got a chance to meet in person yet. But when we
show love,
we feel like family.
They
still
show love. Always.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. So, big shout out to everybody. I see everybody jumping in there in the comments right there. Big shout out. Thank you for being a part of the show. Thank you for being a part of the podcast every single Tuesday night, man. For real. It's all love, man. We keep it good vibes over here. That's the number one thing. Number one thing. So
salute. Hey, we've been making it a habit to do this, Sonny, and I know you haven't been here for a little while. I'm asking everybody, bro, how are you doing on a personal level? How are you? How's your mental health? How's your physical health? How's the family? You don't have to go into a whole thing.
Right.
Just how you been, bro? How you been?
We could call me right now about 75-25. 75 good, 25 bad, bro. Overall, you and I kind of touched on it on a personal level because you and I talk on a daily. We talk Night Owl.
I'm trying to avoid you, dog.
Well, but here's the thing, though, Night Owl. Like, no, it is crazy, and I swear this is a shoot. When we talk. We don't even talk wrestling really, like, you know what I mean? Like, we usually talk music and entertainment or whatever, other sports and family. We don't even talk wrestling. Like, we talk the most wrestling when we link up here and then a little prep for the show, but that's really it. You know what I mean? So no, but I'm good. Family's good. Kids are good. Everybody's, wintertime, everybody gets sick. I think we're starting to climb out of that. I'm happy.
The sun is out, baby.
I got the window open in the room, right? I'm happy. All right, I'm happy, guys. So I'm good. How are you, though? How are you? How's Night Owl?
Man, let me tell you, bro. I'm gonna keep it brief too. The family's doing good. The kids, everybody's passing their classes. The boy's a freshman, and the youngest is in her last year elementary. Wife actually just. For those who are following on social, I kind of gifted her a little guitar for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
The room practicing right now.
There you go.
So I'm trying to figure out when she's gonna come out and play me the Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm just waiting. She don't know. But I got it for her so she can learn how to play that. That way, when I'm coming out the shower, bro, or when I'm getting ready to go to the bedroom to handle my business, if you dig what I'm saying, I'm gonna have her play me in. You know what I'm saying? And then pause.
Need that entrance music, bro.
Yeah, bro. You just get everything popping the right way. Some people need Luther Vandross. Other guys need Barry White, bro. Play some Shinsuke for me, bro. I'm a
hey, bro. Ain't nothing that's getting me and wifey in the mood more than Taylor Swift right now.
Man, yo, by the way, hey, listen, I'm not that guy. But two things. Number one, if you're in a private group, please make sure you allow permissions. You just read the description, and we can see who you are because we want to give you love. And number two, there's some people that I know is going to be watching this that had a lot to say about our Chiefs. So I'm going to just keep it ultra brief.
What's that say right there?
No, of course, right? I'm going to keep it even more brief than that. This is something that P. Diddy said before he got canceled many, many years ago. He said, take that. That's all I got to say. You got anything to say about it?
We got
a lot of haters.
Real brief. Hey, listen, because when me and Night Owl started watching, it looked like that. All right.
Trash.
Now it looked like that. All right. Yeah. So hey, listen, we got receipts, and Night Owl posted them already. All right.
Yeah,
we got receipts. We got receipts. So shout out to you, NWR. You know who it is. Keep it real. All right.
Yo, I don't be saying nothing until it's that time to cash in.
Yeah, shout out to MWR. You know who it is. So
where are the Raiders going? That's what I want. Everybody keeps going. Let's go Raiders. Where are
yeah,
y'all
they're about
going?
to bring back Matt Hasselbeck and Lamont Jordan, bro. Get out of here. I don't give a shit about the Raiders.
They should have Walt Disney John Madden and then brought him back because that's about the only
bring
way.
back Tom Marinovich. All right.
And by the way, I'm gonna just say it one more time. If you're in a private group, we can't see who you are, so I'm not gonna post those comments.
Nope.
Just hit the text at the top, and I promise we will post your comments.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out here, Money. It says, "Hey guys, my weekend wasn't good. Found out last Friday my friend passed away last Thursday night. You know what? I'm gonna just say this, bro, and then we'll move on. God's plan.
Yeah.
God's plan. So your boy, whoever that is, may just be in a better place, Mike. I will only let you. I mean, I know it hurts for us that we're looking at the people that left us. Both of us been through some stuff the last couple of years, Sonny. It's well documented. But we don't know what's after this, regardless of what you believe. So they may be. What's that line for that Tupac line? He's like, then I met this lady named Billie Holiday, and you know what song I'm talking about? Thug's Mansion.
Bro. Yeah, they could be at the biggest WrestleMania main event in the sky right now. You don't know, bro. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah. So, you know who's cooking up there, boy.
Exactly. So,
hey, man.
Macho, hey, man. Yeah, for real, Mike. I am sorry. Our condolences here from the Night Owl, for myself and Wrestle Talk. But yeah, I'm 100% with Night Owl on that one. God's plan. I'm sorry to hear that, but yeah, definitely God's plan. And do your best to keep your chin up, chest out, and keep it rolling, keep the good times going. So.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, you know what? To pick things back up, I think this is appropriate. We do have some traditions here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wrestle Talk podcast. So we're gonna ask everybody take this moment and respectfully remove your caps, place your hands over your hearts as we aim to play homage. Or not play homage, to pay homage.
There it is.
Country on God's green earth. And that's America, damn it. Roseanne, take it away, sis. I gotta come back for this. No. Oh. All right, and we did come up with a new deal the other day. We kind of took Joey's brings a tear to my eye every time.
Yeah.
And you know what we added, Mayo?
What's that?
We added, it brings a tear to my eye and blood to my ears every single time.
Every time, bro.
Every single time.
Every time. I listen, and you know, and you and I have spoken on this show before in past episodes and whatever. We're proud to be Americans. We really are. Great country and all that. But I've never been to a sporting event or a high school event or anything like that. This is the only time that I cannot wait until the national anthem is over. All right, you know what I mean? Because listen, that's part of the Chiefs game, bro. You know what I mean? You know, a small part of the Chiefs game at the end, Chiefs. You know what I mean? But here it's just like, all right, Roseanne, come on, girl.
Gotta relax, homegirl. It seems to like last twice as long with her singing it. It's kind of
crazy. Yeah, man.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Sonny, I'm gonna go ahead and do this if you don't mind. We do have to give our props as much as we love to the Wrestle Talk podcast family. We also have some illustrious sponsors, so allow me to thank them, starting with Royal Mills Transportation. Obviously, DeJuan Mills can take care of you for your transportation needs here in the greater Kansas City area. Nobleman's Barber Lounge in Kansas City, Missouri. No need to ask for Pete the Barber. We know all the guys in there now and the owners as well. So just go in there and say, hey, Wrestle Talk sent me. They'll go ahead and get you guys taken care of. My man DBD doing music. Still got the arcade at the Oak Park Mall. Check him out. Of course, our boys over at Interstate 70 Sports Media. I got a little bit of news about them in just a second. Little Popeye Designs, you know, you guys already know what's up. We discontinued the mugs. If you missed those, you're not going to get one, unfortunately. But we do have the Wrestle Talk Podcast Tumbler for sale. So if you're interested, you can have your name engraved on it for $25, and then whatever the shipping is, you cover that, and that's your total. If you're local, obviously, I'll bring it to you. And last but not least, Sonny already mentioned it before, the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. We'll hear a little bit more about them later today. That said, Sonny, you want to hear that little news that I had for you? Okay, so check this out. I just got word from our media department that we are going to be participating in a media scrum with MLW Wrestling. So yours truly and Jeremy Karp of the I-70 Sports Media will be in attendance virtually. So the Wrestle Talk podcast will be in the media scrum, which is private. Some information will be released there that will not be released to other outlets for a couple of days. And we're going to bring that news to you first. So be on the lookout for the Wrestle Talk podcast Facebook
Dog, you know how big that is?
and on Twitter. Yeah, it's a massive deal. Hey, bro, I try to tell people these opportunities don't come all the time, bro. So like, I want to make sure y'all know about it. That's huge.
Right. Well, and that's major, bro, because a former guest of Wrestle Talk podcast, bro, I'm paying attention to MLW. Maybe not like the whole thing, but I see Alex Kane on there, bro. I see Alex Kane doing this thing, bro. You see who just showed up? Former dude from Hit Row. What's he going by? AJ Francis, bro. Former NFLer, bro. Him and Alex Kane. That's money. Exactly right. So for Wrestle Talk podcast to be involved with MLW, yo, that's major.
I'm gonna be honest, and my man Vinny, he'll know exactly what I'm saying with this. I'm glad he got picked up.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because somebody needs to pull the microphone away from this man, bro. Man, you are not. I'm sorry, dog. I'd love to have you as a guest. I love you, bro. I fuck with you, but they pay me to tell the truth. Okay? Yep. They pay me to tell the truth on this show. And dog, I'm sorry. You're great. You're a very good wrestler, but the bars, my guy. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not trying to hate, but I can rap a little bit, and we got DJ Money.
Right.
Come on, bro. We got real spitters in the lineup here. So no disrespect. My man's got good production, but bro, come on, bro. Stop it.
It worked on a half of WWE PG TV, but bro. When you dip out of WWE, and then now it's just the wild, wild west out there in the independent wrestling.
And just I'm gonna show you, bro, that I'm not no hater, bro. Like I if you can rap, bro. Swerve.
Sure.
Oh, bro, come on. Hey, sure. We gotta do the Prince Nana, right? Since we talk about Swerve. Ready? Hey, I gotta hit that shit. Yeah, man, I love it. If there's no other reason to watch AEW, it's for Prince Nana and for freaking Swerve, baby.
I drive the wife absolutely up the wall. She's ready to listen. The wife tolerates me and my wrestling to a degree. She went to Central States with me this past weekend. You know what I mean? She tolerates it to a degree. But there's just some things I hit her with that she's just ready to strangle me, bro. The Alberto Del Rio. She's about to come through that wall like Kool-Aid Man right now with my ass if I do that loud enough. So yeah, boy.
What's the other one? So the other one she can't stand. You trying to constantly getting her to acknowledge the tribal chief? I see that.
Always listen, constantly. Yo, I just hit her today with it.
Are you trying to get her to acknowledge you as the tribal chief?
No.
Or are you trying to get her to acknowledge Roman?
Chief. Yeah, Roman, bro. Yeah,
okay. All right.
I'm the tribal chief.
I know how I feel about that as your brother. You're trying to get her to acknowledge Roman.
Man, come on now, bro. You need to acknowledge Roman too. I ain't going down that road.
You don't want to go down that road with me,
I almost opened a bag of worms with you. Let's just keep it rolling, keep it positive, keep it good vibes. This ain't the time nor the place. All right.
You know what? It's so dope because we got so many great topics. We're gonna fire up the randomizer, and we're gonna have a great time tonight. So, guys, let's go ahead and hit DJ Money as we get into this night's edition. It's 470, baby.
Boy.
Wrestle Talk podcast. That's right. That's crazy, baby. Y'all know what it is. It's time for the high spot segment. Let's go, baby.
Mic check. Yeah. All right. Wrestle Talk podcast. DJ Money. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome the high spots where we pop news like lamb chops. We dog shop coming through the screens of a laptop and non-stop like I'm running speakers of blacktop. We hit hard like cash shots and backdrops like a clock flash, look like a belly flop. Now that's on. We up to speed while they stay slow. Wrestle Talk Podcast. Now they know we about to start the show.
You know what I'm talking about, bro? No disrespect, dog, but we got DJ Money.
We got DJ Money.
Anyway, all right.
Hey, I gotta acknowledge it real quick. I don't want to pass it by because I seen it come up on the screen, and we're on the topic of it. Yo, we got Remy Ricks in FWWC too, bro. You know what I mean? So we got there's people out here on the mic.
Oh, that got bars. Yeah.
Yeah. There, yo.
Insanity,
yeah, that got, listen.
Insanity, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm with you on that.
So
shout out to the Snitch. Snitch, they was looking for you earlier, bro. President of your fan club, Nightmare Jones, was trying to find where he could, I think he had a hot towel for your balls or something. I don't know. You might want to holler at him about that. I don't know. shout out to my sister showing love. Florida's in the house. Gang. Southside, baby. 561 all day. Y'all know what's up. We love you.
Yep.
Yeah, we love you. But anyway, high spots time. And if you're new to this, be true to this, hit the share button, man. Don't trip. We're going to go ahead and hit the randomizer, though, Mayo. Not sure what topic is going to come up first. We both kind of contributed to this list.
I'm ready for any of them, bro. Any of them.
We'll see what pops, baby. Let's go ahead and hit the randomizer and see what pops up first.
Yeah.
All right. I think this is going to be a great topic. I'll go ahead and read it off.
All right.
It says, with his return this past weekend, how big is it for St. Louis Wrestling and Glory Pro to have the one and only, I'm adding that obviously, Danhausen back? And we got, we got to do yeah.
I curse you.
Yeah. Okay, Mayo, I think this was one of your topics, bro. So you clearly want to speak on it, man. Go ahead and take center stage.
Yeah, absolutely one of my topics, man. So for me, finding out about Danhausen, I didn't find out about Danhausen until probably about 6 months or so before he came into AEW. And I'm late to the party, so that's my bad. I guess he was already doing his thing over in St. Louis pretty heavily. I know we got some St. Louis residents in the comment section tonight, so they could speak on that too. But for someone who has gotten over with a grassroots type of gimmick like that, because listen, I went down this Danhausen rabbit hole and I could not get out of it. Like I found a little bit and I was like, I gotta have more of that. This dude's great. It's comedy, obviously, or whatever, but it was spectacular. So for him to have that grassroots movement and go into AEW and be in some prominent spots in AEW, not like main event matches or anything, but still a significant TV time. And when when he was only coming out for 30 seconds, 10, 15, 30 seconds, he was getting a pop. There was signs in the crowd for Danhausen. All right. There's merch for Danhausen. So to be on arguably the number 2 biggest wrestling company in the US and have that type of pop and had merch and you know what I mean? That big of a movement from something that he started grassroots to now, from what I'm seeing on Twitter, maybe not in AEW as much. So now I see him starting to do more independent shows. And he's coming back to a place where he wrestled even before he had the makeup. He was out there just as regular old indie wrestler Donovan Danhausen. And Glory Pro is where he started really getting that face paint, tweaking that gimmick, bro. So to have him back now in a main event prominent spot, because when he returned, and I hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but he returned this past weekend and he came out and he went face to face with Warhorse. And you see Warhorse is doing his new heelish gimmick, which not a fan of personally, but teach their own. But for face Danhausen and a heel Warhorse and face to face, yo, Night Owl, tell me you would not love to have that over here in KC. All right. That's why I get jealous of what they get over there in St. Louis sometimes, because they get some real dope, not to take away anything from KCXW, not to take away from anything from CSW, not to take anything away from Billy Simmons and that wonderful group out there. But St. Louis gets some real dope storylines, real dope wrestlers that we don't get a chance to get over here in Kansas City, bro. So to me personally, and I think you would feel the same, and I guarantee you there's got to be at least a couple people out there in the comment section who feel the same as I do. That is pretty major for St. Louis to get Danhausen back at Glory Pro Wrestling with the grassroots, with Warhorse in a main event spot like that, bro. That's major for St. Louis in my book, bro. Major. You're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. Thank you, Sonny. I couldn't agree more. It is huge. Huge.
Huge. I seen that. Huge.
But hey, shout out to Brian and shout out to Owen. We really do have people from all across the country here.
Right.
The East Coast is represented. We heard from some of them earlier with Susie and some of the folks that have been commenting, but then we got Owen, our guy, all the way out on the West Coast. So, and then we got Sis down in Florida. I'm sure some of your kids watching up in the PA, Jersey area. So
yeah.
We got a lot of coverage, man. This is exciting. Brian is in Olathe, so he's here locally.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Brian? Big shout out to Brian, man. I got to chop it up with him at CSW this past weekend. Big shout out to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to Brian for putting his money where his mouth is and showing up to a local show. Anybody, as a matter of fact, anybody who shows up and supports indie wrestling, I got love for you, bro. Showing up, buying that $15, $20 ticket, man, it goes so far in keeping these promotions alive. Sonny was just talking about how there's a little jealousy, and I'll be the first to admit it. They have some stuff over in Lou that we don't have over here. They have some stuff in Denver that we don't have over here. And it's not that we're jealous, as we would like to have our own. We don't want to steal theirs.
Yeah, exactly.
We want our own. We don't want your stuff. We want our stuff. So in regards to the question itself, let me do this real quick. So I want to say this, and I'm going to need your help here a little bit, Sonny. I have only seen snippets of Danhausen. So instead of me bumbling through an answer about somebody that I'm not as familiar with, why don't you do us a favor and maybe explain it a little bit? What was the appeal of Danhausen? I know it was a bit of a comedy gimmick, but I know we've talked and you said, yeah, don't take that for granted because the guy can actually go.
Right, exactly.
So what was that gravitated people to Danhausen that I saw some of, but not nearly as much as you saw?
So, and you know what? Listen, if the shoe fits, I'm sorry. Don't get offended out here, people. But I see so much, especially in independent wrestling, all these horror, goth gimmicks. And, a lot of them, I'm just
everybody wants to be Satan's little cousin.
Yeah, and listen, bro.
Lil Nas W.
Listen,
Lil Nas wrestler.
I get it. You know what I mean? Sure. That's your cup of tea. That's your cup of tea. God bless you. Hope it works. Hope you sell merch. Hope you make money. Hope you stay safe. Hope you succeed.
Shout out to Club Corpse, because some teams do it right. I'm just saying.
Some teams do it right, bro. Some teams do it right. But I mean, how many Killer Cross groups we need? How many Aleister Black groups we need? You know what I mean? So, anyways, when I first seen Danhausen, I thought my man was doing like this horror gimmick. I'm like, oh man, here we go again. Here we go. But after watching him, yeah, he's got like the horror makeup on him, but he's got like this voice. And I think that's what first caught me. He's got like this little, I can't do it by no means, but he got this little voice. And I'm like, all right, so like the way he talks is different right off the bat. So I know, so we got the makeup and now the way he talks. And the words he's saying, bro, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, which I think you know by now, instead of calling him Billy Gunn, he calls him Billy Ass.
Or the ass boys.
And the ass boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and instead of calling him, and now I call him this all the time. Instead of calling him CM Punk, he calls him Pepsi Phil. You know what I mean?
Philly.
So he throws that little thing on there. So it made me laugh. It made me pop. So that's why I said, okay, this guy's dressed up in a horror gimmick. And he puts curses on people, and all he does is he points at you, he says, I'm going to curse you. And he's talking all crazy, and he's doing all this funny stuff.
It's like putting someone on the list, right? Something like
that. Exactly. But if you go down this Danhausen rabbit hole like I went, and I think this is something that you would definitely appreciate, and I know for a fact our boy DBD is one of the sponsors of Wrestle Talk podcast over there at Kincaid Arcade would definitely appreciate, is Danhausen on his YouTube page has all these videos where he's talking about toys and he's opening up comics and like he's a big comic book guy. and he gets deep down in that rabbit hole. Me, I'm not.
So is it fair to say? I'm sorry to interrupt again. Is it fair to say that he's probably not going to be in Corny's top 10? Is it fair to say that?
And maybe so, I mean, probably not, you know what I mean? And that's okay, you know what I mean? And again, different strokes, different folks or whatever. And probably not, bro, but great. But and here's the best part about it though, Night Owl, and I'm going to kind of bounce it back to you here with Danhausen.
Okay.
Danhausen was somebody that my kids liked. And my kids, and I think kind of even with your kids too, Night Owl, like they like wrestling, but they don't love wrestling like we do. You know what I mean? So when someone comes across the screen and it grabs their attention for them not to be on their cell phone or their video game or Barbie dolls or whatever,
you gotta leave it on.
you leave it on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my kids who, again, like wrestling, don't love wrestling like Dad does, is not a wrestling nut like Dad is. They see Danhausen and they dig him. You know what I mean? So again, to kind of all wrap it back up, man, to me personally, and I think there'll be a lot of people who agree, especially over there in St. Louis, Missouri, Danhausen back in Glory Pro, that's really big for the St. Louis independent professional wrestling scene, bro. That's really
massive.
Big.
Hey, and I'll only add this because again, I'm not going to speak on something that I really don't know a whole lot about. Maybe he's going to go back and forth, and for the guys that are working Glory, maybe he might be scouting some of the new young talent coming through. So like if you're working with the guy, make sure you put on the best show, because I'm sure at some point he's going to have a conversation with somebody up there and they're going to be like, hey bro, who you see down there? He's going to be like, So anyway, kudos to the entire Midwest pro wrestling scene, which is what we're highlighting today, especially with our second hour guest, or I should say our featured guest of the evening, man. Chase Riley, starting in Fountain City. It's coming up real soon here in March, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And honestly, like whether it's Danhausen or a new promotion or, some of the promotions you guys are all familiar with, like support, man, buy something, go out, comment on their social if you ain't got no bread, like show support somehow. It really doesn't cost, that old doesn't cost anything to be nice.
Right.
Doesn't cost anything to just support. Now, if you can take that extra step and go to a show or buy some merch or whatever, like do that, because trust me, it goes a lot further than it does when you spend $80.
And what is it? I mean, honestly, most shows you're going to get $10 to $20 at the door, 20 at the most, but it's usually between $10 and $20.
Yep.
You're going to sit way closer to the ring than you would at a WWE, MLW, AEW, Ring of Honor for that price. You're going to sit that, you're right next to the ring, super close. You know what I mean? And then you're going to hit the concession stand, and hot dogs are what? $1, $2. Pepsi's $1, $2. And that money goes back to the boys. That money goes back to the promoter.
You get to rub elbows with all the talent. And a lot of that talent is going to be in your TV soon. How many times have we told the story here of all the people that we've had an opportunity to have on the show, you know what I mean? And then they end up working for NWA or WLW or, not WLW. I'm sorry. Like,
right.
WW is fantastic as well. But my point is, like, they end up moving on and then you go, oh man, shit, I remember I saw him here locally. Real quick on the comments, Sonny, you want to read that off for us and share your thoughts?
Yeah, from our boy Owen out there repping Cali, he jumps in and says, my wife is starting to get sucked into wrestling. LOL. She likes Cody and The Miz. Well, Owen, let me tell you something. I'm glad your wife likes The Miz because Cody sucks, all right? So leave it at that.
Yo, Miz is killing it right now, and there's a lot of older talent that's killing it right now. Hey, bro, tell me what city you're in, and me and Sonny will make it a point to find a local promotion within 30 miles of you. Almost guaranteed, bro. Almost guaranteed. And if we can't, we'll send you a Chiefs hat or a Chiefs hat. Okay?
There you go.
I'm sure you will love that. By the way, this is another one of the people that does the gory gimmick well. Owen, one of our champions, one half of our tag team champions in the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. My man knows how to do it big. So there are some people that do the horror thing right. Him and his brother is his big brother, like really big brother.
Yeah.
But that's actually his little brother. It's weird. But yeah, they do it dope in the FWWC. If you want to know more about it, holla at Dewan Mills or holla at your boy, and we'll get you tapped in. Mayo, are you ready for the next topic of the evening, my friend?
I cannot wait. Let's keep this train rolling, bro. Because we're rolling well down these tracks. So let's keep it going.
I think it's going pretty good. All right, let's cue up the randomizer and see what topic is up next here tonight during episode 470 edition of the Wrestle Talk podcast High Spots segment. Let's go, baby. All right, what are we looking at here? All right, I'll go ahead and read this one off if that's okay, Sonny, or do you want to take it?
I'll read this and then you can start it. How about that, Night Owl?
Let's do it.
All right. For this next High Spots topic, R-Truth is continuing his story with Judgment Day, as we've seen on Raw this past Monday night. What do you think he is adding or taking away from the faction with his presence? Night Owl, go ahead, man. You get the honors on this one, my friend.
Yeah, let me jump in on this one, bro, because this is something that I'm eager to talk about. It's so easy to get caught up in the big names. We all know what's going on with Roman and Rock and Cody, and there's a lot of big news. It's so easy to miss some of these spectacular things that are happening in wrestling because we're all fast forwarding to the beginning of the show and then fast forwarding all the way to the end. I think a lot of people do that, and I think it's a huge mistake. If you're doing that, Sonny, this is one of the great things that you're missing. You are missing the story between R-Truth and Judgment Day. And if you've been sleeping under a rock, all you have to do is go back and watch the last pay-per-view where R-Truth showed up to the Women's Royal Rumble match. And then he was like, they're like, nah, this ain't the right match. And he came back later. Like, he was definitely the comedic highlight of the night that night. And instead of making it a one-off like they've done so many other times, Mayo, they kept bringing him back, and it's still rolling. And this whole like love-hate thing that's going on with the Judgment Day, especially that promo that he just did on Raw last night, I mean, it's freaking gold. So what do I think he's adding? I don't think he necessarily adds credibility because it's a little goofy. It's a little goofy or whatever. But what he adds is a significant amount of entertainment value, which in my opinion, you can never have enough of. When R-Truth is on the TV, you're either going to laugh with him or you're going to laugh at him. And you're going to sing the song with him or you're going to boo the crap out of the song. R-Truth, without a doubt, is one of those guys that's polarizing. Maybe not to the extent of John Cena, The Miz, half and half. People are going to hate him. People are going to love him. But I'll tell you what, he definitely has that effect to a certain level. And more importantly than anything else, Mayo, the dude is highly entertaining, and he has been since almost the very beginning of his career. So to me, it's a pleasure to see them kind of sprinkle in a little bit of comedy to all the seriousness of the Judgment Day. And more importantly, it's working because it's added entertainment value to somebody who watches every single week. Like, if you watch every single week like we do, it's hard to get excited for what's happening next week because week to week, it's okay. Like, there's cool stuff. But when you inject this little bit of entertainment value vis-a-vis comedy through R-Truth, I think it's wonderful. I think he's done nothing but help the Judgment Day. I think he's brought personalities out of Judgment Day that we otherwise hadn't seen. And you know who I think has benefited the most? JD McDonough. JD McDonough was stiff as a board, bro. Pause. And his engagement with JD McDonough has been golden. And Damian Priest is showing a different side of himself now in dealing with R-Truth. So long story short, Mayo, I am a massive fan. It sounds like the rest of the comment section kind of seems to agree. And you don't have to necessarily, but bro, it is awesome to see guys like The Miz, guys like R-Truth still putting in work, and not just like background guy work, fill-in work, but significant work enough that we're discussing it tonight here on the Wrestle Talk podcast, man. Those are the thoughts of the night out. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to agree to disagree with you here, okay? And it's not going to be a popular opinion with the comment section, but if they don't like it, who cares? That's what you turned in for this healthy debate here, all right?
Yo, so hey, by the way, they can join us if they want to give us
anytime you got a camera, you want to throw that thing up in landscape mode, jump in Night Owl's inbox there, holler at me in the inbox, we'll get you set up, we'll get you going.
Yes,
so
what he said.
Now, here's where we agree to disagree, all right? So I've been a fan of Ron Killings for a long time. I was a fan of him when he was K-Quick, when he first debuted in WWF in the early 2000s, had the tag team with Road Dogg. I was a major fan of Ron the Truth Killings in NWA TNA, and it became NWA TNA NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Excuse me on that. I've been a fan of his a long time. Came back to WWE. He's been doing the R-Truth gimmick for 10, 12 years now, however long it's been. Very entertaining. He is funny. I give you that. He is funny as shit. I am not a fan of him in the Judgment Day because I felt like the Judgment Day was gaining so much momentum as a dominant faction. All right. It felt like that there was a little bit of a moment in time there right before R-Truth joined that Judgment Day was taking over as the dominant faction in WWE, even more than the Bloodline, even more than Imperium, even more than New Day, even more than any other faction in WWE. Judgment Day was inching to the top there. And then when this whole thing started, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Night Owl, this was started at the Royal Rumble, correct?
What was started at the Royal Rumble?
R-Truth hanging out with Judgment Day. That whole thing started.
Bro. That whole deal started before that.
Before that, okay. That's why I wanted you to correct me if I was wrong there. Anyways, what I'm getting at is I felt like they were such a serious dominant faction without R-Truth. Rhea Ripley was fucking killing it. Every chick in WWE. Damian Priest was starting to look super strong. Finn Balor's always been strong. Dominic Mysterio can't even touch the mic, and that's still true to this day, but can't even touch the mic without the whole building booing him out. And now I feel like it waters that faction down just a little bit as being super duper dominant with R-Truth over here making jokes and shit. Again, it's funny as hell. I get it. For me, I would have done the 1-2 off times with Judgment Day and kind of try to find a different spot on the card for R-Truth to do the comedy. I get what you're saying, though, Night Owl. It is bringing out J.D. McDonough. It is, my man was super duper stiff, creator wrestler, Sunday Night Heat jobber guy. But now he's got a little personality and whatever to him. But I just felt like, bro, Judgment Day was on such a high and such a ride as his dominant faction. I was like, yo, 2 dominant factions at once with the Bloodline and Judgment Day. And now, it kind of just dipped it down a little bit for me, Night Owl. So not too much of a fan of it. I get it. I understand. It's funny as hell. It gets ratings. And that's what it's about when you're in the WWE. You get the ratings, you get the pop, you get the merch. And he sold a lot of merch doing what he's doing. So I know they're happy over there in Titan Tower about it, but me, I think he could have found a different spot on the card, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Here's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say that I think you're right in the short term, but I go back to my point that it is forcing the Judgment Day characters to show a versatility that they otherwise wouldn't have needed to show. I'll give you an example, like the Rusev gimmick. Remember how dominant he was at first? He was just a crusher. Same thing with Baron Corbin, just a destroyer, crush everybody in front of me. Nia Jax was the same to a certain extent. At some point, though, you've got to push beyond I'm the toughest guy in the room. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if they wouldn't have injected Sammy Uso into the Bloodline, it would have never peaked the way that it did. And I think that that's kind of what they're trying to replicate with R-Truth a little bit. If you keep them too serious for too long, it's hard to continue to enjoy them because you're only seeing one aspect of their persona. Now,
so what about our boy Gunther and the Imperium then?
Now, yeah, that's a good point. I just want to finish. Now that they have R-Truth in the mix, they're forced to show some of their versatility. Now, with Gunther, I would say to you, yeah, they don't have the comedy guy there, but they're not necessarily the faction that these other two are, that Judgment Day and Bloodline are, at least not yet. Here's what I will say, though. Notice who they partner Gunther up with. They partnered him up with Chad Gable for a good portion of this Intercontinental Championship run. Why? Because Gable and Otis kind of added a little bit of a dynamic that Gunther needed to learn to play off of. And guess what? He's only gotten better because of it. Bro, Gunther, he doesn't even need Kaiser to do the intro for him. He could do his own freaking intro like he just did last night on Raw. So I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. And I agree with the matter of fact that it's affecting them a little bit now. But I think in the long run, this is going to help all those guys spread their wings because they're forced to kind of come out of their comfort shell of just being like Solo. At some point, Solo's going to have to stop doing this. He's gonna have to. Now.
Hey, dog, Taz did. Hey, listen.
For now.
Taz did it from '96 to fucking 2001. He did that, and he got over. He got over, bro. Listen, to me, and that's where we differ, and that's why it's beautiful, Night Owl. I go back to the old WWF 80s villains, bro. You know what I mean? You had Ivan Koloff, man. My man was a killer. Killer. You know what I mean? There was no comedy. We didn't. I don't need every wrestler to have a comedy part of their gimmick. I get what you're saying, and it does bring out the versatility in them, and it does. I give you that. But I don't need every wrestler to have that, bro. That's why I love Gunther. That's why I love Gunther, because he's just out there like, wow, I don't give a shit.
But bro, he do be busting jokes on people, bro. He was busting jokes on Jey Uso last night. Before the match,
you got to do that now. That's how society is now.
Oos and you know what I'm saying? Like
that's how society is now. That's how you have to do it with promos now in society. It's not just, oh, I'm the best and I kill you. You know what I mean? It ain't Ivan Koloff no more, Ivan Drago anymore. You got to kind of crack somebody. You know what I mean? You got to kind of shoot a little bit and make it funny. That's cool. But how would R-Truth look hanging out with the Imperium right now?
Like Jay Cargill would have looked with Alpha Academy. That's how.
Exactly.
You were the one. Hey, wait a minute. You were talking about she should go to Alpha Academy. Stop playing with the audience.
I said, bro.
You lying, bro. You lying.
No, bro. Street Profits. Street Profits.
Happened, bro. You try to call me racist because I thought she would make sense. Bro, how you trying to come on here and cap, bro? How you trying to do that, bro? That's bullshit, bro. How you gonna do that?
Fucking bullshit.
Hey, that's one thing. Hey, listen, Night Owl. That's one thing about you, my brother. That's one thing about you, my brother. You keep the receipts, okay? Every time you keep the receipts, my brother. You keep the receipts.
My bad, bro. Hey, listen, yo, you know, Night Owl for a reason, bro. I keep all that shit in.
Yes, you do. You keep the receipts, bro.
Keep you honest, man.
Yup, absolutely. That's all right. Hey, that's all. I'm only human, baby. I'm only human.
Love that, man. Love that. All right, real quick comment says Gunther is funny. He takes himself a bit too serious, but he has surpassed other champions of his title. So maybe he should be serious about it.
He's serious about his title reign, Susie. Absolutely.
A little bit of the ribbing and not ribbing, like he's got to be able to go back. We call it snapping back east. Like you talk shit to me, I'm a blah blah blah. So you got to be able to do a little bit of that, especially if you hold. Yep. All right, so I'm looking at the clock, and guess what, bro? Our guy is not only on time, he's early. So we'll bring him in for a part of the next. Hey, give me the thumbs up if you're ready, man. I see you walking around down there. Okay, just a minute. Give me the thumbs up when you're ready. We'll bring you on. I'd love this gentleman to join us for a part of the high spots, and then we'll get into some business with him as well.
Right.
Let me see.
We still got CEO though. I don't know nothing about that. I was talking about.
Don't tell me he's a surprise. He's a surprise. Okay. Let's do this. We'll go ahead and fire up the randomizer, get this question up. That way, when this guest joins us, it'll already be ready to go. Are you good with that, Mayo?
I'm great with that, brother.
All right, baby, man. Today's show has been crazy, man. Thank you guys again for tuning into episode 470 of the Wrestle Talk podcast. Sonny, man, in a perfect world, bro, we would be able to do this together every week, bro. It would be crazy. Every week. But life is such, so we're going to enjoy it while we're here. Let's hit the randomizer and keep the party moving. Ooh. All right, Sonny, I'll read this one off and I'll let you take it first. And we will have our guest with us as well upon returning to the screen. Here we go. And it reads, with The Rock's with The Rock's appearance on SmackDown, was there a subtle message, or is he going to be bloodline through and through? An absolutely incredible question. Sonny Money, we'll let you take it first.
Hey, man, listen, he was a pro wrestler for a long time, but he's even a bigger Hollywood star. My man really does know how to act. I know it's 2023, and he's up there. He's climbing up there in age. He's not prime 1999 Rock, not prime 2000 Rock, but 2023 Rock. I'm digging him, bro. I really am. And especially this past Friday night, came out in the Versace, or as he debunked it on Twitter this past week, the flea market drip shirt. All right, because someone was like, "Yo, you got the Versace? Where you get that?" He's like, "Yo, that ain't Versace. That's flea market drip." Came out with the flea market drip shirt on. Came out with the glasses. I was like, "Yo, this is taking me back to 1998, Nation of Domination rock. What's going on?" And then he grabbed that mic, and I'm looking at him cutting this promo, and just the way his body movements are in the back of my mind that whole time, I'm like, "Yo, my man's an actor. He knows how to kind of send a message within sending a message within sending a message. He might be sending a message, Night Owl. And I'm not too sure if he's going to be bloodline through and through. Now, with that being said, I would love to see it. I hope that Rocky comes out bloodline through and through, wearing a bloodline t-shirt, wearing the bloodline rock vest till SummerSlam. Because I think we all in the room, all of us in the room, are smart enough and fans enough and smart enough to know that eventually it's going to be Rock versus Roman. But I just hope that it's not going to be Rock versus Roman or Rock turning his back and showing his true colors or whatever that's going to be and going against Roman at Mania or before Mania. I hope, push this thing to SummerSlam, man, because it's going to make some money. So I don't think that's going to happen because, again, I think this promo that he did on SmackDown, instead of holding up the one with everybody else, he held up an L. And when he was talking about finishing the story regarding Cody Rhodes and some of the things he was saying, not everybody was really paying attention, but I think there was enough people paying attention. He was looking at Roman when he was saying some of these things, all right? He was pointing at Roman when he was saying some of these things. So for the casual fan, you would have just thought, oh, he's out there pledging his allegiance to the bloodline. But for super fans like you and I who run a podcast every Tuesday night with great other hosts and great sponsors and whatnot, that's something that I caught with my eye, Night Owl. And I think come WrestleMania night 1 or even WrestleMania night 2, I don't think we're going to be talking Rocky Maivia and the bloodline being on the best of terms.
Ooh, strong take.
Oh, shit, for Dizzle.
Yeah,
There's
guess who's here to rebuttal? Guess who's here to rebuttal? A guy that has been a fan for as long as I know him and many, many years before. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. The CEO, Dewan Hammer Time Mills. Sir.
Oh, gentlemen. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I appreciate the love. And may I say, I love both you guys with all my heart. And I mean that on the shoot. Baby. I really do. But just like when The Rock came out with the old school Versace, well, the thrift, whatever it was, he lost his sleeves. That's my thing.
Flea market drip, baby.
Losing his sleeves.
He had to show them arms, bro. He had to show them,
He had to show them guns, man. He had to show them sleeves. So just because you see The Rock doing something different, you kind of see me doing something different, because if you want something different, you got to do something different. So here's my rebuttal. I can't exactly tell you guys what's going to happen at WrestleMania because I don't know. I can't pinpoint it because I don't know. And for the first time in Roman's title reign, I am happy that I have no idea what the hell is going to happen. For the first time, because we've already known from the different Royal Rumbles, the WrestleMania, we know what's going to happen. Solo comes out, the Uso comes out, whatever happens, and Roman wins. Legitimately, at WrestleMania 40, I can sit here and tell you in my mind, I have no idea what's going to happen. However, I am waiting for that moment. And gentlemen, we know what that moment is. That moment where your breath is taken away by a finish, where time stops. Great example. Undertaker losing the streak.
Crazy.
The streak.
Still to this day, I'll play that back on WWE Network, and I'm like,
chills.
What happened?
Chills.
Yeah, what happened? Crazy.
Chills. When The Rock and Hulk Hogan stood in the ring and the subtle head turn, that was a moment that was stolen in time.
Yep.
When Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant, even though it seems as simple to us, back then, for you guys to understand, Andre didn't lose.
Nah. Nah,
all of you
not on
youngsters.
not on the big main event like that, player.
By the way, can I just say this
did
about Andre?
not
I don't think
lose.
I don't think he's on enough people's Mount Rushmore, but that's another conversation for another day.
That's
But go
true.
ahead. Yeah.
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
So I am finally waiting for the moment. We could elaborate about The Rock. We could elaborate about the Bloodline. We could elaborate about Roman Reigns. Whatever happens at WrestleMania 40, I am waiting for that moment that is going to steal my breath.
So
I am waiting for that moment.
What do you think about Sonny's prediction, though? You heard
so
it.
yeah, so
Yeah,
actually, let me jump on that real quick, Night Owl. So look, CEO, let me throw it like this to you. And Night Owl, do me a favor, throw the question up, bro. I want you. That's the thoughts I want from you, Dewan. Is did you see SmackDown this past week?
I watched the whole damn thing.
Okay, so do you think it was a subtle message there? Like, do you? I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, was it? Or am I tripping? Am I reading too much? Or
I don't know. I mean, The Rock ain't been on TV and did a promo on God knows how long. I mean, let's be honest. You know, it could be subtle. It could not be. I mean, he could have just because that's just a dead giveaway. Like,
well,
okay, you got.
But then, like people pointed it out on the Twitterverse, bro. Like, if you kind of go back and watch it, like read these comments and then go back and watch it again. Like what he was saying, bro. He was just like, we're gonna. Our story is just beginning. And like when he said that, he was kind of pointing at Roman, and people were thinking, oh, that's the beginning of the bloodline between Rock and Roman. But a lot of people took that as, no, our story is just beginning between me and you. We about to have this story. We about to have some beef. You know what I mean? So, and listen, and please let me preface this before you answer that, CEO or Night Owl. Anybody in the comment section, drop it. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section too. Let me know. Is that a subtle message, or is Sonny Money Mayo just tripping over here? What's going on?
Well, here's my question, and I got it for both you guys. When do we book the tag match? Because that's obvious. Like, when do we book Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody?
I think elimination. I think in Australia. I think at the Elimination Chamber.
That's kind of a short. That's kind of a short notice.
That's this Saturday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's a Saturday.
Yeah. But I mean, they already done. I mean, they did the press conference. They did the WrestleMania commercial on the Super Bowl with them four. You know what I mean? Like, I think I think there's still some build to it. I think they'll officially announce it this week
or Monday.
Comment,
though. This is a good comment.
Bang bang, scissor gang. That's beautiful.
That's never gonna go away.
Golly,
I love it. Well, my thoughts are brief on this situation. I think that no matter what they do, if we get a chance to see Rock in the ring performing, it's going to be a treat. I don't care if he's 14 Cody or 14 Roman. Doesn't matter to me. My wrestling fanhood was complete 2 WrestleManias ago when Stone Cold came back and had a match with Kevin Owens. For me, when that happened, bro, and he actually came back and had a full match and did an awesome job, to me, that was good, bro. Everything else to me is house money. So with The Rock being back and being in such incredible shape and the merger TKO and the UFL, or what's it called now, Sonny? United
UFC. UFL. Yeah, that's what it is.
UFL, man. Like I said, it's house money, bro. These guys are all doing things that are absolutely unprecedented. You look at The Rock, he's kind of the Jay-Z of the wrestling game. He kind of took it outside of hip-hop and turned it into something so massive that the fact that he's willing to come back and do this. It was funny. We were having a conversation about The Rock. Couldn't have been more than a week or two ago here on the Wrestle Talk podcast. And we were arguing about whether or not him having to wrestle would be a part of his contract or his obligation with TKO. I said, this dude's got so much clout. If he never wants to wrestle a match again, no one, and I mean no one, is going to make him put something like that in his contract. If he's back and he's wrestling, it's because he likes it and he misses it and he wants to contribute and he's only giving of himself. So either Cody's going to get the massive rub based on Rock's generosity or Roman is, but you know who's going to win in all this? TKO and the fans. We're going to get some dope shit because at the end of the day, and tell me what you guys think about this. Do you think somebody could actually have enough sway over The Rock to get him to physically put, hey, you got to wrestle this many dates into his agreement as a board member? I don't know if it was us or somebody else was trying to make that argument. I'm like, bro, you are not twisting The Rock's arm into wrestling. That went away a long time ago.
Maybe Vince, and Vince ain't even around no more from all reports. Maybe Vince, but I don't even see like Rock has got so much clout.
He's got to want to do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rock has cut enough promos with, E News Channel and MTV and NBC and all that, that he, like, even at events that have zero to do with WWE or zero to do with wrestling, he will still bring up his lineage in the professional wrestling history. You know what I mean? And he still brings up, he's very proud of the fact to be WWE and all that. So I don't think it's a shock that he wants to do it. You know what I mean? Again, no one's twisting his arm. But I think everybody, and I'm going to speak for Dewan, I'm going to speak for Night Owl. We all kind of seen this whole Rock and Roman thing coming. We all seen it. Well, I think we were talking about it when we were all chilling for the last Royal Rumble. Not just this past one, but the last one. I think we were saying, Rock and Roman was going to happen. Like, we knew it was going to, you know what I mean? We weren't calling Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. That was kind of a shock out of fucking left field. But everybody in the world has been like, Rock Roman's eventually going to happen. You know what I mean? Because we never got Taker and Sting. We never got Austin Goldberg. But Rock and Roman, that's kind of like that level right now. That is got to happen, bro. So, yeah, I think with SmackDown, I think with SmackDown, I think it was the start of a little something.
So my personal thought is,
Dawn, I want you to jump into it, and I'm definitely not going to cut you off. I only want to add this. That hammer in your hand, I've had 2 people message me and ask me, so as you weave this opinion, can you talk to us about why the hell you're holding a sledgehammer? I mean, are things getting that bad on that side of 71, bro? What the hell's going on over there? Go ahead.
Well, it's not that, gentlemen. You guys know me. Everybody that watches the Wrestle Talk podcast knows me. Everybody that has watched this lovely program knows me. Everybody that tunes into the FWWC tonight knows me as the CEO. They know me as a host. They know me as a booker. They know me as the guy that helps run the Fantasy Wrestling Worldwide chapter and an amazing fantasy group that we had established for the past 10 years. So most of you guys know me as that. Happy, go lucky, always available, always making sure that all the FWWC superstars have what they want, handling the good stuff, handling the bad stuff. But unfortunately, as of late, there's been a certain gentleman who's been requesting the old me. The old me who wields this hammer. The old me that actually competes in the matches, which I haven't done in close to 2 or 3 years. A little bit rusty. But the request has been fulfilled. And I'm not the old CEO without the good old hammer here. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Right now, you are witnessing something that hasn't been seen in quite a long time. This is the original CEO, hammer wielding, baby. That's what's happening.
Ooh. And Sonny will be back with us in just a couple of moments. So, Dewan, I do have to ask you this, and we do have Big Daddy P joining us in just a couple of minutes. We do have FWWC Elimination Chamber this upcoming Saturday. Obviously, people that are tuning in today may or may not have heard of the FWWC. Talk to us not only about the matches, but about how you guys build to these matches. I think everybody's heard of E-Feds. Everybody, knows somebody who's been in an E-Fed if you're in professional wrestling as a fan on some level. But I think the FWWC is different, and that's why I put the Night Owl stamp of approval on that thing. And I don't be co-signing shit. It's got to be legit. And I keep them receipts like Sonny keeps saying. So anyway, man, talk to us both about the card, because I know you've only got a couple of matches. But what leads into these matches, and how are you guys able to call yourselves the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion?
Interaction. Honestly, interaction with our members, interaction with our superstars, taking it to the next level, taking it to the next step. A lot of E-Feds out here, they merely go off of, the admins or whatever, either picking the winners or whatever's done. I don't know. The way we've done it is actual legitimate picking of the pay-per-view. So, for example, this upcoming Saturday is FWWC Elimination. Well, technically, WWE Elimination Chamber. It is also FWWC Elimination Chamber. Now, normally on pay-per-views or challenges or whatever nights they may fall on, Monday Night Raws come on at 7 p.m. We do challenges then, and each individual superstar picks each match or picks the superstar they believe is going to win each match. Whoever has the most points at the end or correct yes most at the end of the night, they win the respective match. So normally these things happen at 7 p.m., 6:30 p.m., whatever the case, sometimes 12 in the afternoon on certain days. These superstars, and this is why the FWC is different, we will be waking up at 4 a.m. to participate in FWWC Elimination Chamber. Because the only way I said this pay-per-view is going to go down is for those people that are going to be dedicated. We will not be submitting picks. No, we're going to call this thing live, baby. Live. Normally for pay-per-views, we get the card ahead of time. We submit the picks to the admins or the bookers, whoever's in charge. I am the booker, therefore I book the matches. And we go from there. But I said, if I'm going to be doing this pay-per-view, I want it to be worth it. There's going to be matches at this pay-per-view and superstars want to participate. It's going to be worth it. So at 4 a.m. Central Time, 5 a.m. Eastern Time, we will be having two matches in the FWWC Elimination Chamber. The first match will be Hardcore Sis taking on none other than Jinx. Now, these two have been kind of mixing up because they're both involved in the FWWC, not only tag team tournament, but also the FWWC International Championship situation with Jason Curtis. These two will compete in a ladder contract match. Whoever reaches that contract first will get an opportunity to fight for the international title at FWC Universe Mania 10.
And I would want to have you speak on this because I think, and I take no offense when someone calls us an EFED, but we try not to call ourselves an EFED because we think we're a fantasy wrestling promotion. And you're like, well, what makes it different? Talk to us about a guy like Jason Curtis, just very briefly. He's a guy who started here, and his love for the sport grew so much within the FWWC that he decided to do what, Dewan? Go ahead. I'll let you take
one of my most proudest moments, and that goes with everybody here involved in this group. Again, our claim to fame is not only making picks, we do promos. As you can see, I have the hammer. So I shoot promos, we shoot videos. We all know what a promo is. But what I love about our group is the fact that individuals such as Jason Curtis, my other guy, the Suplex Cyclone, countless other individuals. Kurt Gannon. Countless other individuals have joined this group, been a part of this group, and have mastered their craft. El Diablo, shout out to him. All of those guys you see that are in actual promotions were here in the FWWC to begin with. Now, how they used our group was to kind of master their promos, get critiques, get actual criticism. Hey, you're talking too long.
Figure out their character, work out the details.
You're talking too short. You're doing this, you're doing that. They take those criticisms, iron it up, and go on to the big leagues. So, Jason Curtis, El Diablo, the list goes on and on. On and on. The most proudest moment about this group that we have actual individuals who started out as a character in the FWWC, took that character, went to the big times, and now they're actually wearing legitimate championship gold in the real world of professional wrestling.
Hey, you know else who did that, Dewan? Don't lose your train of thought. Money too.
Actual announcer here.
Yeah, he went from a FWC character to a ring announcer. I know you wrestled before, dog, so I ain't trying to take nothing away from you, but even you as a former, you're muted. But even as a former member, Sonny, you know how important it is to develop those skills. And if you can do it in a safe place, make sure you know you're muted. If you can do that in a safe place, I think it's a healthy thing.
No, it's a beautiful. Well, listen, and here's a beautiful thing of it. And listen, not to get off track here, but it's something that I kind of want to add my 2 cents in on to what the beautiful thing of the FWWC, and it's something that Night Owl and I spoke of at the beginning of this podcast tonight. This is the beautiful thing about the FWWC. There is no height restriction. There is no weight restriction. There is no gender restriction. There is no religion restriction. There is no restrictions to it all. There's all sorts of different.
You can say that again.
Yeah, I know. So I threw that in there, baby. But listen, seriously though, it's all walks of life coming together for one common thing, and that's the love of professional wrestling. All right. Listen, I'm a 37, almost 38-year-old man. I'm in decent shape, but I ain't in the best of shape. I would love to be down at the KC Pro Wrestling Academy with Moonshine and getting in the ring with him. But I know if I do that tomorrow, I probably ain't walking right. That's a given. If not anything worse. And that's not saying they ain't safe. This is saying I ain't in the best of shape. All right. So I've had my time in the FWWC, and I know if I ever decided I wanted to come back, Night Owl and CEO would definitely welcome me with open arms. All right. And it's not just me. It's anybody out there. Anybody tuning in. You ain't sure what it is. Go just check out the page. Go check out the promos, bro. You know what I mean? And compete. Be yourself. You know what I mean? Be yourself. You don't have to be in the shell there.
I do have a disclaimer. Leave your feelings at the door.
Yeah, because listen, because it is pro wrestling, though.
But I'm not gonna let it out the bag. I'm not gonna let. But listen, it's worth getting added just to see Ace's latest promo and to just listen. If you want to just go check those out and leave. I'm just telling you, bro. We do not play games in the FWWC.
Nah. And yeah, they hold hands, nice cuddle time in there. There's some savages in there. I guarantee you, because I know for a fact we some savages about it. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
But again, at the end of the day, it's all family. We all in it for one goal, to be entertaining, entertain ourselves, entertain your friends. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. That's the beautiful thing. And again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off track from what y'all are going down on that.
I think you stayed on track. That was
perfect. Yeah, man, that's what I love. That's what I love about, and kind of like what I said, even going to local pro wrestling shows or going to WWE shows, but more of a local pro wrestling show. That's kind of more the hardcore pro wrestling fan. Dog, it's all different walks of life. You know what I mean? And I love it. It's beautiful.
Local is family. Well, Dewan, definitely didn't mean to. I know both Sonny and I did it to you. We didn't mean to knock you off your train of thought, but we do have Big Daddy coming up next. So, closing thoughts. Why do people need to check out the FWWC? What kind of business are you going to stand on? Because we both know, and I'm going to speak to you directly on this. We both know that Ace is there at the behest of somebody else. So I'll let you have the last word here, but ultimately I want you to speak from your chest concerning this whole situation, because I think that ultimately all this is coming to a head, and like The Rock said, this is just the beginning, and it almost feels like a Universe Mania level match between you and Ace, man. Go ahead, have the last word.
See that part right there? That part right there on this hammer, that's where I crack Ace's skull with, right there. Everything you need to know, you saw last night. Everything you want to know, you need to tune in tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central for a special edition of the FWWC tonight. Same link, same deal on StreamYard. I will be broadcasting live from a special location on a special night. Usually that podcast comes on at 7:30 p.m. Central on Thursday. No, baby, we doing it tomorrow on Wednesday. And everything you want to know how I feel about Ace, everything you want to know how I feel about this upcoming pay-per-view, every opinion and everything that you ever thought that I had, you need to tune into the podcast, because I'm going to give it to you 100%. And trust me, I'm bringing my hammer with me too, baby. This ain't the new CEO, baby. This is the old CEO. And just know, Ace, you wanted it. Hear that clink? You got it.
Yeah. Yo, Sonny, this guy is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. That's right. Shout out to my man Hoss. Okay, so here's what happens next, guys. We're bringing in Big Daddy P. And right around 8:30 p.m., this is what everybody's been waiting for, our featured guest of the evening. Though every guest that we have feels like the featured guest. Like, everybody's so freaking awesome, bro. The comment section, the one, everybody that's jumped on, it's been so amazing thus far. And Sonny, what a blast hosting with you, bro.
Yo, I love it.
I wish we could do this every week, dog.
You said a little while ago, man. I wish we could do this every Tuesday. You know what I mean?
I wish this shit paid like my regular job. If it did, I would be here every day.
Every Tuesday, bro. Seriously. And who knows? Maybe one day we get a chance to do that. But I'm enjoying the time we got tonight. I'm enjoying every Tuesday night on Wrestle Talk Podcast, because listen, we do it our way, and then Hoss and Road Dogg do it their way, and it's a little bit different flavor, but it's still the same great quality of Wrestle Talk Podcast, bro. That's the beautiful thing about it. So
you know what doesn't change, baby? You ready?
What's that?
Big Daddy P. Ladies and gentlemen, our resident chaplain of Painter's Dream Productions is in the house. Big Daddy P, welcome, man. Great to have you back. Great to have you back.
You have not because you ask not. That is your snippet of truth tonight. I heard you tell, we'd love to do this full time. We'd love to. Have you ever asked him? No.
I have. Yes. Just like I prayed for a humble, God-fearing wife when I was 15 years old, I have prayed, God, allow my passions to become my prosperity. And we're working, bro. That's why we're working towards 500 episodes. Big Daddy P, you know better than anybody else that we are speaking these blessings into existence, but on God's time and God's time only.
All of the leaders of Wrestle Talk, all of the leaders need to be unified and need to come in agreement that y'all want to do this full time. And I'm telling you, I know what I know. The opportunity will come. You just have to be patient. But we don't have the things we want because we've never asked him. And if we've asked him and we've not gotten the answer yet, there's a darn good reason why.
It's not time yet.
We just don't know what it is. How we doing, guys?
Yo, Big Daddy P. What's up, baby?
Big Daddy P, it is such a great sight to see you and be on live with you right now, my friend. I'm doing great. How are you? That's the $1 million question.
That's what everybody wants to know, Big Daddy P. That's what everybody wants to know.
Let me tell you something. If I really shared how I'm really feeling right now, there might be some people whose feelings would be hurt because they're not feeling that way. So I don't want to discourage anyone, but I do want to encourage you that if you're not blessed and highly favored and thankful for all that God has given you, at least you have a goal to set on how you need to be, because there is enough people in this world who are angry, negative, depressed. I mean, it's rough out there. But he is faithful, and he's always faithful, and there will never be a time that he's not going to be faithful. So just remember that no matter how somebody says they are, most of the people are lying out of their mouth.
That's all facts right there.
I mean, when someone asks me how I'm doing, I always say, same circus, different tent.
Yep.
You know what? What I say, Big Daddy P, when they ask me? You know what I say?
Yeah, right.
That's what I be telling them.
and hey, by the way, all of you who are trying to figure out what WWE is doing, stop. Because half of you are going to be right, the other half of you are going to be wrong. Someone's going to bitch about something. All I got to say is I am thankful for WWE. I'm thankful for AEW. I'm thankful for TNA. I'm thankful for all these promotions that on a day-by-day basis bring content, entertainment, and kick-ass wrestling to this world from all over the world.
Okay, and personally, I just want to say before Sonny takes, I am not grateful for TNA, only because TNA is what caused me to have 3 children. But that's just anyway. Go ahead, Sonny.
Oh,
I'm out here tripping. Go ahead, Sonny.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm grateful for it all, man. And you know what, Big Daddy P, you hit the nail right on the head. And people are going to say, I told you so. And people are going to say, man, I read the dirt sheets. You know what? So what? Were we entertained at the end of the day? Was it 3 hours of our day? Was it 2 hours of our day that we were able to escape whatever we wanted to escape to enjoy ourselves? And that's what pro wrestling is. It's my escape. To be able to come into my newly decorated man cave, this is my escape. My door's shut right now. My wife knows I'm right here. My children know I'm right here. But this is my me time. And I get into the world of pro wrestling because I work very hard. I work 50 to 60 hours a week. I have my, come here. I have 3 beautiful children, including this guy right here, Mr. Benny D.
What's up, man?
Say hello.
Hello.
Say happy Tuesday. Say go Wrestle Talk. All right, go get in bed with your mom.
That's my handsome nephew right there, boy.
Man. Yep. I love you, pal. Love you, baby. But they could come in here, but they know this is Dad's time right here. This is my escape from bills and worries and all that. And it's not that I don't pray, because I do. But God has given me this opportunity. God has given me this opportunity to do this with the Night Owl. God has given me this opportunity to do this with Big Daddy P. So I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful that I get to do this, that I got to have 2 to 3 hours with my whole family at a local pro wrestling show Saturday night, instead of just sitting around and I'm half on the phone and the wife's half on the phone. No, we went to a local pro wrestling show. It cost $15-20 for all of us to enjoy and laugh and have a great time and see Debbie and see Tim and see Trinity and big hugs and support and family and all that. So that's what pro wrestling is for me at the end of the day. It's my escape from reality, and it's something that I think is very healthy for me because I enjoy it and I try my best not to look at it in a negative light.
It's a gift.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Big Daddy P, we were going through high spots a little bit earlier, and we're just a couple of minutes away from our featured guest of the evening. But I do want to give an opportunity for you to chime in on one other high spots topic that we were going to talk about today. We just happen to be running a little bit short on time. You've been around and have participated in building some promotions. You've also, done your in-ring work in terms of doing some ring announcing, some other things, producing and helping set up things in the background. So I would say
that one match.
You won. So you won a match. Okay.
I won for one.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was in your repertoire as well. But there's a question that I have for you. And we actually had the fortune just a couple of weeks ago to interview a man known as the Wild Man Beast, who just retired this past weekend from professional wrestling. So I will jump to this very quickly here, and we'll try to keep it brief. The question was going to be, when is it the right time for a professional wrestler to hang them up? And you, as not to say that you're a lot older than Sonny and I, but you do have some experience that we don't have. So when you take a look at what people do within the sport and everything that they contribute, is there ever a time that you feel like maybe this guy needs to hang him up? Or are you on the side of guys should be allowed to leave on their own terms? Because it's a difficult conversation to have. I can understand an argument for both sides, but I'm curious to know what it is that you think, Big Daddy P, because I think we've all seen people maybe stay a little bit longer than they should have. But since you've been a fan and around the business for so long, I would love for people to get your perspective on this as well.
Well, let me mention two names. One, Ric Flair, and two, Tracy Smothers. Tracy Smothers, one of his last matches was at our promotion, and he came to me before the event and said, look, I'm going to do a tag, but I can't do much at all. I said, Tracy, the fact that you showed up means everything to me. And he stood there and really couldn't work, and it broke everybody's heart, okay? But I wouldn't change that for anything. When it comes to in-ring workers, I believe they have to be the ones to make that decision, because in the end, they've got, we were at Ric Flair's last match.
Yikes.
It was awful. Okay? Awful.
Big Daddy P, I think you muted yourself, buddy.
So I would think that Ric Flair would be a good example of what not to do, meaning, but at the same time, it's not going to be, that wasn't his last match. He's going to have another one just to, he's like Kiss, the farewell tour, right?
The
15th and now they're digital. So I would just say when it comes to in-ring workers, let them decide. If they're putting butts in seats and suck, they're still putting butts in seats. Mick Foley can barely walk. A lot of respect for him. Again, he knew when to get out, but he still does certain things. I think in the wrestling itself, I think you can transition from an in-ring to outside the ring.
So many different roles.
To what Dusty did.
Yeah.
You know, he knew when it was, but if it was up to him, and I just watched that biography with Dusty, I thought that was incredible because I didn't realize that towards the end, when he was in the ring with Dustin and Cody, that because he lost so much weight and he looked old, he didn't want to be on TV. But look at what he got to do with his boys at the end. So it's
Dusty's kids.
Yeah, it's a very fine line, but I think that you can stay in as long as you're alive. And I mean, unless you're to a point where you can't communicate. You know, if you can't communicate, like Bobby Heenan, right? There was a point there that there was no way he was going to be able to do anything. So, but
Sonny, before you go, I'm looking at the time and I want to make sure we're respectful of everybody's.
Yes.
Big Daddy P, we're going to let Mayo chime in on this as well, because I think he's going to have a great perspective as well. But can you go ahead and hit us with that final piece of your visit that you always hit us with? I know we always go into a brief moment of prayer here, the snippets, so to speak. I personally just want to ask, my babies are halfway through their year. My son's a freshman. My baby's finishing her last year of elementary. So on my behalf, I ask for the prayers of the babies and my eldest, who's a mother herself now, that they do well. Sonny, do you have anything for Big Daddy P so we can let him say his
just
piece?
every day continue grace for not only Renee's family, but my family also, man. Just health and peace and happiness. That's all I ask for. I really do. You know what I mean?
I also want to go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I do my best to make sure that at least my wife and my kids get it every day. I know I don't have it every day, but I pray for it every day. You know what I mean? And I just ask people to pray for it for me also. So
Big Daddy
Jesus Christ never said follow Christians. He said follow me. Think about that for a moment. We're not trying to be perfect because there's only one that's perfect. But what we can be is teachable, humble, and thankful. And I think any prayer, keep in mind, prayer is not some fancy thing where you talk fancy. No, we're communicating with our Creator. We're not only just telling him what our needs are. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is when you pray, you should always start off. And as you notice in the Bible, very clear, it says the Lord's Prayer, which is actually not the real Lord's Prayer, John 17 is. But in this, he says, our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name, have reverence. So when we go to his throne room through communication, verbally or mentally, I can pray and not say a word. But if I ask him for something, I don't just ask him for something when things are bad. I also thank him when things are good. And I maintain an attitude of gratitude, because without an attitude of gratitude, you become bitter. This world, the Bible says, where lawlessness exists, the heart grows cold. If there's any time in history, 2024, there are people with hearts that are solid stone. But don't ever lose hope, because God works within that, and he's going to continue to use us to encourage those who are looking for hope. One very, very, very important quick plug before we pray. If you are a student of the Bible or want to become a student of the Bible and don't have any money, I want you to go to freebibleclass.org. No charge. Thank you very much. I'll talk about that later. But let me pray, and then you guys can continue with your show. Father God, we thank you so much for all that you continue to do. I thank you for this time in history where you give us the indwelling power of the Holy Spirit and your word. We are without excuse. We are the only period in history that we have these two very important pieces. And Father, while many people think there are millions of churches in this world, there is only one church, and you're building it every day. And we are that church, not a building. So I thank you for Sonny. I thank you for Renee. I thank you for the whole Wrestle Talk crew who is continuing to serve you every single week. And Father, you heard their heart's desires. Father, bring them some sponsors. Open up the door that only you can open and close every door that needs to be closed. Father, I pray for their families. I pray that you continue to strengthen them. We already know you're going to protect them. But I pray most importantly, Father, that those that are listening right now would have a fire and a desire to get to know you more. Because the more we get to know you, the more we love you. It's just the way it is. The people who don't love you, they don't know you. So I pray that their eyes would be open and their ears would be open to what is being said now. And I thank you so much. I want to pray, Father, for all the wrestlers, independent and under contract, who are injured, who have no direction, who don't know what they're going to do. I pray for wisdom and discernment. And I thank you that we can call upon you in times of trouble as well in times of good. It's easy to praise you when things are good. Not so easy when things are bad. And there are people that are suffering right now, Father, and I pray for them. Not only that you would provide for their needs, but you would give them the spirit of peace. Peace is a fruit, something that takes time. And I thank you so much, and I love you. And I ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Wrestle Talk's very own resident chaplain, Big Daddy. Sweet peace. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Listen, you know why I always say, Sonny? We not new to this, we true to this. Like, it would have been so easy to take the easy way out and be like, Big Daddy P was cool for a while or whatever.
Right.
But the closer we get to episode 500, the more grateful I am for every single contributor. And I'm only going to say this because I know he's not watching right now. So Joe Lance was in here earlier. And Joey, I love him to death. But recently, Joey's not been able to appear on the show due to a lot of personal situations. So I'm always optimistic, Sonny, that Joey can work through some of those things and right some of those wrongs and make his way back, bro, because we lost Rick. And as Perry was praying, man, I don't know why, it made me think of Rick Rose.
Yeah.
And the fact that we wouldn't even be here if this man wouldn't have started the show. Now, was he putting as much into this as we are? Nah, bro. No. But somebody's got to spark the flame. And so I guess I'll only say this to reiterate Perry's point. Like, you don't got to do all the work. All you got to do is plant the seed. Somebody behind you might like water it, and then somebody else might throw some more dirt on it, and so on and so forth. And you don't know what that seed's going to become. You just have to have faith that you planted the seed and that God's going to do great things with it, man. What a beautiful privilege we have every single week to have Big Daddy P on the show, bro. I can't say that enough.
And bro, I don't know any other wrestling podcasts out there. There might be other ones, but bro, and again, thank you to Kincaid. Thank you to all of our FWWC. And I'm gonna have you hit that one more time because I do want to give a shout out to our great sponsors before we get our guests on. Let me just hit it here real quick. Big shout out to all of our great sponsors. Royals Mills Transportation, CEO Dewan Mills, who was just on. Big shout out to him. Noble Men's Barber Lounge, KCMO. Kincaid Arcade at Oak Park Mall. I'm overdue. I'm making a trip out there. I need to come see you, DVD. Interstate 70 Sports Media. Little Popeye Designs, where you can get the Wrestle Talk podcast tumbler for only $20. $20. That's it. Drop the 20. Get the Wrestle Talk podcast tumbler. And my favorite of all the sponsors, because they're all great, but just my personal favorite, the FWWC, the world's premier fantasy wrestling promotion. All right. We talked about it extensively with CEO Dewan Mills. We talked about it extensively with Night Owl. I'm endorsing it. It's great. You know what I mean? So, but listen, to have all the fabulous sponsors.
Hell yeah. We're so blessed, man.
And every podcast has one way or another, whether they promote them or not. But I don't know many wrestling podcasts or any podcast in general to have an individual like Big Daddy P come on and hit us with them blessings every week, bro, because that's
people throw shade at us for that segment.
That's okay, and that's fine.
That's crazy.
And listen, hey, I will be 1,000% honest with these folks. I've even questioned it in the beginning, Night Out. You know what I mean? I really did, because I was just like, because I think I even said it to you. I was like, bro, it's a wrestling podcast.
We're alienating people.
I was like, it's a wrestling podcast.
You
exactly right. Point. Well, you know what? Whoever sticks around, great. And who doesn't, doesn't. And good for you either way. No shade, whatever, bro. But that's what we do.
I do got a little shade. Can I throw a little shade?
Yeah, you can.
All
but that's what we do over here, bro.
It's got nothing to do with that. It ain't even that serious. All right. So only because it looks like Brian is now a new member of the Wrestle Talk podcast family.
Yeah.
If you're going to be hanging out with us, Brian, you got to know how we get down around here, and it's all love. but I gotta hit you with this for this comment, okay? Because come on, bro, how the hell you ain't been to Kincaid yet, man? We gotta hit you with the dummy. Yeah, hit him.
Yeah. Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
For those of y'all that know about LA Knight from back in the day, y'all know about the dummy. Yeah. Don't pretend. Yeah. If you know, you know. Some of y'all might have just got on that train, but if you know, you know about the
Night Owl was in my basement, put me on that 4 years ago when the whole boy was in Impact Wrestling. So
That's
he's
right,
been doing
boy.
it. He's been doing
Gunther too.
Yep.
Oh, boy. Anyway, Sonny, I'm excited for our guests. I know we're a little late, and I apologize. but hey, listen, if you ever seen the show before, you know we wasn't going to be on schedule anyway.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Nah. And that's how they do it over there, I think, for the most part. But yeah, we do it differently.
Like Drake. Yeah. So
Yep.
man, Tyler.
Yep.
Tyler, we've done a disservice by not having you on yet. That's something I'm working on. As you can see, we've had a hell of a booking stretch. Shout out to my man Luke Roberts. I think we were booked at almost 2.5 months, Sonny?
Yeah, brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
And everybody's been hitting the micro wrestlers. By the way, somebody asked me about that actually on the street about the micro wrestlers, and I said, yeah, we're gonna have the micro wrestlers back on, bro. So just be ready for that. And did you see that video where Damian Priest co-signed the micro wrestlers?
Yeah. I'm up in the
he did. Yeah, the hell yeah. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but we're gonna have some real big stars from micro wrestling coming onto the show, baby. And it's about to happen real soon. But you know what, Sonny? As fun as this has been, bro, I think we're about to really get into the weeds of the shit because I've been ready for this show. So I'm going to let you do the intro because you set this whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? We signed the contract just a couple hours ago. It's probably about 24 to make it official, man. This is a beautiful thing to be able to support each other. And, you know, motherfuckers be in my inbox about, like, podcast beef. I'm like, bro, I'm 40 years old, dog, basically. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, okay?
No.
Anybody who's trying to put up professional wrestling in the Midwest in particular, I'm fucking with you.
Yep.
If you're trying to elevate the sport and put more eyeballs on it, the Night Owl has your back, and nobody can say the contrary.
Yep.
Okay? So, hush the mess. Let's say Sonny Mayo do the intro because it's going to be a banger. We're going to have a fantastic interview. Sonny, it's on you, baby.
Listen, and you talk about that podcast beef, and the only reason I would say there'd be podcast beef in Kansas City or the Midwest is if you tried to bite the Wrestle Talk podcast style. And we've had that happen, folks. It really has happened. People have tried to actually verbatim bite our style word for word. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, our featured guest of the evening, co-hosts a podcast that does almost completely opposite of what Wrestle Talk Podcast does, even though they are just as dope, if not doper, than what we do over here. He is co-host of the I-70 Hot Tag, and he is also co-owner / promoter of an up-and-coming independent professional wrestling promotion here in Kansas City by the name of Fountain City Pro. But more importantly, at this point in life, I consider him a friend. And I consider him a friend because we became friends through professional wrestling. We got a great chance to spend some fun-ass time together in St. Louis with Herb Simmons for SICW Fan Fest #1. And I watched him do his thing down there, and he did a fabulous job with his partner, Josh. And every time I see him, when he goes live with the I-70 Hot Tag, I'm in the comment section cheering him on, cheering Josh on, cheering the guest on. And ladies and gentlemen, on Friday, March 8th at the Ball Event Center in Olathe, Kansas, I'll be in attendance. I'm going to speak for Night Owl that he'll be in attendance at the inaugural Fountain City Pro Light It Up professional wrestling show. I'm going to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. Let's bring them on. Let's get it cracking. Let's start talking about it. Our guest for the evening, folks, the one, the only, Chase Riley.
Yo! What up, Bubba? What up? Thank you for being here, dog. It's going to be a fantastic interview, and we're going to let the music play for a second, baby, because you're looking super sexy. People were talking all about this poster. People want T-shirts, baby. Yeah. Yeah. They was in my comment section talking about When are their shirts dropping? Somebody said, I'll pay $25.
They didn't want them buildings, bro. They didn't want them cheap building shirts, all right? They need to come with them with the Stafford. The Stafford with that picture on it right there, baby.
Bro, somebody said that's the boy next door. Forget the girl next door. That's the boy next door. Look at that guy
boy.
right there.
I let that. Yo, if I had a daughter, I'd co-sign. All right, you cool. You know,
yo, Chase is the only dude whose wife, she's like, yo, I married up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, no, I'm just playing. Ladies and gentlemen, again, like Sonny Mayo said, welcome to my man Chase. At Fountain City Pro. If you ain't following, you're already slipping on your Pippin and you're slacking on your Mackin, man. Welcome to the show, big dog. What's happening? Yeah, when I turning that mic on might be a good idea. Come on, Chase. Oh, he said,
yo, look on the StreamYard. Look on the StreamYard.
No, he's not muted on the StreamYard. It's his mic, whatever the mic is that he's got.
All right, bro, write it down on paper and hold it up.
No, maybe Chase doesn't have his Ethernet cable. Maybe that's what.
Hey, that might be it. We talked about that.
That's a running theme here. Yo, people are excited. We're gonna get this fixed, Chase. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Hey, I'll tell you something, Sonny. I got a story for you. Okay, so I remember going to a lot of different pro wrestling shows. And in the crowd, there's always people that are making the most noise, that are the most wild. Now, I like to believe that that's us. That's
most
us.
of the time it is.
Most of the time, yeah.
We've been to a few shows where I maybe we didn't bring the energy level. Maybe we were tired. Maybe we were a little hungover. Maybe we already had something to drink and we just weren't on the rah-rah.
It's
but
happened.
I'd probably say night out 95% of the time, that's me and you, bro. You know what I mean? That's me and you.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. It is me and you, but when I went to CSW early on and Chase and the crew were there, these guys, they get loud. And recently we were up at Jason Jones' show up in North KC, and I was like, damn, fuck, Chase is just like us. Yep. He's either going to be the loudest dude in the building or he's going to be next to the loudest dude in the building. And it just so happened we were all together, right, Chase? Oh, no, still nada. Not on the audio. Now, Josh is volunteering to make the hot tag. But, bro, here's what I'm going to tell you, because this shit happens, right? Just switch to your phone. Fuck the gear. Get your phone out. Go to the phone. You probably got a good phone. It's going to look good. It's going to sound good. Throw the headphones in. It's going to be perfect.
So let me kind of tell you this. And I'm not going to share the exclusive details of the story, all right? But when I went to CSW this past weekend, I had the pleasure of, on this side of me, I had Rachel and Jensen and Max, and Benny D didn't go, but I had Rachel, Jensen, and Max. We're all eating our hot dogs and having a fun time. And right here on this side next to me, I had Chase Night Owl. And bro, let me tell you, I promise you 100%, we were laughing so hard, just like you and I do. Dude, I was in tears. And we were talking about a certain Packers fan that we all know. And dog, I'm telling you right now, listen, bro, we were crying. People were in the crowd. Brian, I've seen Brian, who's in the comment section afterwards. I seen him looking over at us because he was kind of looking at us like, what is y'all problem? Bro, yeah. I'm in tears. Max didn't know what was going on. I'm crying. Me and Chase were crying during the main event. During the main event, Jeremy Wyatt versus Gil Rogers, bro, for the title. And they put on a great match. But, bro, in the main event, we are crying, bro. You know what I mean? That's the times, and I think you and I both agree, when you can have them times in professional wrestling and big, and I miss him so much, and I wish he was here in the comment section. Big shout out to Brandon Lewis, bro. I miss that boy. I wish he would come with us to a show. Because, bro, every time I go to a professional wrestling show with Brandon, I leave there with my face hurting, my sternum hurting, because we are just in there crying, laughing every time, bro. Crying.
Some people just got that energy, bro. No, some people just got that energy. And shout out to Julius Cairo. He's doing his thing, man. He's streaming, he's doing barbecue. So shout out to him, man. I'm gonna find a way to drop his socials on here. If y'all are on X, make sure y'all check him out.
Yes, man.
He's got a lot of
He's
dope
doing
stuff
that big with that barbecue, man. And I'm overdue on the plate. You know what I mean?
I already told him, bro. I said I got $40 with your name on it, bro. What's
up,
man?
Yeah, I think the weather's getting nicer here tonight. I'm gonna have to pull up in the Mayo family vehicle, come swoop you up. Me and you're gonna have to go get down on some of that great food he's always posting, bro. Great food. Maybe even hit one of them reviews, bro. Yeah, hit food reviews over at Brian.
Yo, the night out reviews. You want me to do one of those? I can do that.
Yeah.
Quick comment. Shout out to Cooley again. It says Wyatt and Rogers kicking each other's ass. Then there's Chase and Sonny laughing and God knows what. So yeah, so Cooley's putting himself right next to you guys with all the shenanigans.
Oh man, yo, we were dying laughing. And you know what, Night Out? That was the kind of a moment I looked up and I was like, yo, I know if Renee was right here with us, you'd be laughing just as much too, bro. And I love that, bro. That's a great time. It's a great atmosphere over at CSW. Big shout out to Trinity. Big shout out to Michael Strider, holding that down. Hitting it every month. They're killing it over there at CSW, man. Yo, and you know what?
Let me brag a little bit, bro. Less than a month ago, I don't know if I talked about it, but I went to KCX, bro. I think it was called Destiny or Excellence, one of the two. It was that venue that we ran with GWF. Like, bro, they blew us out of the water. Like, we had great attendance, bro. I think that the fire marshal had something to say. There were so many damn people at that show, bro. So shout out to the boys too, because they did it so big, man. KCX,
man.
On a personal level, I gotta say, bro, they impressed the shit out of me, bro.
Man. And I know
except for that bum Calvin Aldridge, bro. I used to be such a fan.
Get that dude out of here.
Yeah, man, him and his homies. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still rolling with that. The main attractions. Now Calvin Aldridge wants to take all the credit. You know what I'm saying?
I see him rolling. I see him rolling with Tobias Storm. I see him, bro. I see him rolling.
Tobias used to be a good kid too, man. Blue collar guy from Detroit. I don't know what the hell happened to him, man.
Nah, man. I don't know, bro.
You get people around the realist. You get him around the realist. You know what's about to happen. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring Chase back on.
All right.
And when he comes back on, it's okay because from what I hear, he knows sign language. So Chase, if you can't talk, yes.
There we go.
We here, baby. Let's make some noise.
Not a dime. Not a dime.
That was the wrong. My bad. My bad. I hit the wrong button. No. Chase, welcome. Technical issues aside, bro. How the hell are you doing?
Fantastic, gentlemen. I couldn't ask for a better introduction. And I don't know how or why you're going to have me follow Master P and
Master P. Master P is crazy.
And then the CEO, Mr. Hammer,
some gangsters on this show, bro.
I really wish you to let me start the show because I don't know how I'm gonna follow those two. So,
well, I'm sure we can pull some interesting shit out, bro. Listen, man, it's what we do, bro. We promise we gonna pull some interesting. No, I will say, and thank you. That's a huge compliment, man. Like I feel like our job, and I'm sure you agree with this, both in your podcast and your promotion. Like it's our job to provide the platform and then get the hell out of the way. Yep. Let the people who know what the hell they're doing do what they know how to do. And you can see, man, like other guys that are doing stuff in the business, like they're recognizing the skill, bro. Cooley's a younger guy and he's out here trying to make a name for himself, but he's not like, oh, screw those guys. I've got my own thing. No, he's showing love because clearly what we're bringing to the table, you guys in particular, is outstanding, Chase. So congratulations. Like the promotion aside, what you guys have done with I-70 it's outstanding. Your production value, the guests that you guys have had on, the relationships you guys have built, and as far as I'm concerned, the way you've always treated me and my little brother here, you guys have always treated us with class and dignity. So all I can ever say is thank you, bro, because it's been respect from the very, very beginning. And when you got a guy like Stephen E. putting you over, putting y'all over? What you mean by this, me, dog? Why I gotta be personal, dog?
Damn, Stephen E. Come on, bro.
Man. Come on, bro. I was feeling so
that's why we seen you get beat up in St. Joe up there when we all three of us were up there, right? He got something.
No, it's bullshit. Y'all didn't even stand up for me, bro. Like, come on, man.
Got him. Got him.
I be trying to be nice to you people, but Chase, no. all bullshit aside, man, you've got to be proud of where you've gotten thus far before we get into all the stuff that's coming up, bro. Like, you got to be proud of what you've accomplished up to this point, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's super exciting, man. Of course I can't take all the credit for it. My best friend, my brother, Josh Elliott, we sat right there and we were toying with ideas of podcast ideas, and Josh really wanted to do it, but he wasn't really into the mainstream all that much. And so it was right after that CSW event, the Hallis and the Premier in that street fight. We were leaving there, and I was like, that's it. What, instead of covering, AEW, WWE, like everything does, why don't we do something different? Why don't we cover our area? So, super excited about what we've done so far, and cannot be more happy for it. So appreciate the love, gentlemen.
And I'll get some of the tougher ones out of the way early, because I do have some questions that I think are meant to challenge, as I do with every single guest. Do you feel that because you're in the podcast game that it may be challenging to be both the media and the product? Do you see like a potential conflict of interest there? And if you do, like, what plan have you guys put in place to deal with that? Because clearly you're meant to, shine the light on all the different promotions throughout the area, which you guys have always done a phenomenal job in doing. But now you've got something that's your own. So, and I only asked you this because I have some experience, a little bit of experience. So when NWL started, Major actually came to us and was like, yo, your podcast is the shit. I want y'all to join us and become like an NWL exclusive type. And I was like, so what does that mean? He's like, oh, we would bring you onto the portfolio. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And he's like, well, you'd be, your show would be part of. And I'm like, so it would be part of NWL. It wouldn't necessarily be part of me, like my creation, what I built. That's the dividing line for me. I was like, bro, I love this idea. I think we could do something different with the same people. But Wrestle Talk, this shit is unsoiled. Like, I don't know if y'all know about Ernie Johnson from TNT. He says, unsullied by sponsorship since 1989.
Right.
Wrestle Talk Podcast has sponsorship, but none of our sponsors ask us to change. Nothing we do. We do what we do, and they fuck with us because we do what we do.
Right.
So I know it's a long ass question, but I think you know what I'm getting at. How are you playing that? What game plan do you have? What are you going to do to mitigate the potential issues with that? Because I figure that's something that you guys have asked yourselves as businessmen.
Shit, I've even asked them, but go ahead, Chase. Shit.
Yeah. No. So, at the beginning of the year, Josh and I had made the decision, just because the idea wasn't for us to be real vocal about who was running Fountain City Pro. So we didn't really want to get too much into that, but unfortunately it got out and it got everywhere, which was fine. But after all that, we came to the collective decision that instead of using the second half of the show to break down the local promotions, because that's where the problems seem to lie, we decided that we were just going to do the interviews and just, like, hey, here's the upcoming events here in Kansas and Missouri in the coming weeks. Go check them out, go buy tickets, etc. And then we end the show. So we don't break down cards anymore. We don't talk about stuff that happened or anything like that. So that way nobody can claim that we're, being biased to Fountain City or whatever. So just change the concept of the I-70 hot tag pretty much.
Well, that's really dope, man. And I think it's a very admirable thing for you guys to do, because I could very much see people that are not as mature as you guys wanting to kind of dip their beaks into both buckets, so to speak. So kudos to you for that, because I think there's a lot to be said about politics, but I think there's a lot to be said about decorum, and doing things the right way goes a long way, in my opinion, just being an OG and relatively an OG and all that, and being a little old school. Sonny, what do you got, man?
No, man. Hey, and so we kind of talk, you guys leaving that CSW event, which fucking shout out to them for that street fight, because that was you got to admit, Chase, that was one of the better street fights that even independent WWE, whatever, that was they did a hell of a job. I don't think Nida was in the building for that one, but it was a hell of a job. You're making me
jealous already. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, show up, dickhead. Anyways, you walking out being inspired by that, I can see why. I can see why you walk out of that show and be like, yo, that's it. That's the idea. We're covering Midwest All Right. So was there a defining moment for you guys to be like, all right, now we're going to do the promotion? Because like you said, you kind of wanted to keep it under wraps, and you and I consider you a friend. I knew you wanted to keep it under wraps and eventually got out. But like, what was that moment that you and Josh were like, yo, I think we can make this thing happen with Fountain City Pro? I don't even know that story. I really don't. What was that? What was that? You were just like, we got to do this to do something different, or you really wanted to do it, or what led to Fountain City Pro? What was the origin there?
So, how much time do you got?
Hey, this platform's yours, boss.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
So, we sponsored Horseman Country for CSW.
Right.
We took that sponsorship, and it was really, it was kind of like one of those moments where Josh and I were like, yo, like, this is really cool. Like, our logo's on this banner, our logo's on this and that. Like, okay, what's the next step? So we always had like steps and goals we wanted to go to. Well, one of the ones that was kind of like further out was like, we've sponsored a match, and we've sponsored an event. Why don't we host an event or host a match or whatever, just maybe a small thing, a one-off thing. And, we kind of looked into it. Josh had always told me, and I never contradicted him, and I never looked it up. A wrestling ring is $10,000.
Yep, a quality one.
A proper. Yeah, because we're big on that too. Like, you got to do shit the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyways, a ring was $10,000. So obviously buying a ring or renting a ring was obviously a huge issue, and all that stuff. And then one day I was just playing around online. I came across a website called Monster Rings and Cages. Monster sells the rings for $5,000. So it was literally half the price. So in sometime in between then and the talk of doing a one event a year kind of thing, had thought like maybe I might want to do this promoter thing. Maybe I might want to, dip my toes in that. And then Journey Pro closed, and I kind of wanted to dip my toes in that. And that's how it started. I actually had inquired about purchasing Journey Pro, and it didn't work out. And no hard feelings on their end or my end, but it actually worked out for the better.
They had a good thing going over there for sure. Shout out to Walter and the rest of the crew over there.
Yeah. So in Hard Sales, who I met with, and Hard Sales,
DJ was another one of those guys. Yep. And
Hard Sales going to Hard Sales, who I met with at first when we talked about purchasing Journey Pro, and then when we decided to do Fountain City Pro, we wanted, we'll kind of go into, or I'll go into that more later, but we kind of wanted to create something that was a little bit like Journey and what Journey had. It was funny. You guys know this. We deal a lot with fans like ourselves, who go to these KC wrestling shows, and a lot of them had asked, like, hey, have you talked to some of the wrestlers that wrestled for Journey Pro? Have you heard anything about them possibly making a return, possibly coming back?
Right.
Man, I really missed that. We got this really cool guy, who we met him and his son, and they actually watched the hot tag, and they were in our Discord, and I ran into him shortly after I had that meeting with Hard Sell and talked to Walter and everybody about purchasing Journey Pro. I ran into him at the Kansas City Chiefs draft, day 3.
Okay.
Yeah. I recognized him and his son, and I was like, hey, I think his name is Nathan Gilmartin. But I met him and his son, and I saw them out there at the draft, and he introduced me to his wife. And his wife had mentioned, I don't go to the wrestling. I don't do the wrestling thing. That's Jason's thing,
Right.
And she goes, but I did go to Journey Pro. And I was like, there it is again, And so, like I said, that was kind of the evolution of it. There was always talks of us sponsoring, like a small event. And to Josh's thing, that was kind of how that happened. Josh was kind of just sitting on the sideline watching me do that whole thing with Hard Sell about purchasing Journey Pro and kind of whatnot. And then it was literally a day after, might not even have been a day after, it was the same day. I told Josh, I was like, well, I'm not doing Journey Pro. We're going to do something else. And then Josh was like, fuck it, I'm in.
Let's go.
He was like, whatever you need. I got you. Let's fucking do this. And I was like, okay. So
that's so romantic.
It was.
So what you're telling me is you're doing all the heavy lifting and Josh is sitting on the sideline, just like on the fucking podcast every week, right?
I want to laugh. I want to crack shit on him and laugh, but I mean,
love you, Josh.
let me tell you something. The I-70 hot tag wouldn't be a thing without Josh.
I know it wouldn't.
And Fountain City Pro would be an absolute disaster without Josh.
Sure.
Absolute disaster.
Would you say he's the yin to your yang?
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's kind of like me and Renee, bro. I mean, like to have and not to take away from anybody else a part of Wrestle Talk podcast, but when Renee and I host, the energy level when we host and the flavor that we bring when we host, we don't necessarily get to do that with other people part of Wrestle Talk podcast. And that's because him and I came up so similar. You know what I mean? Like we're 90s kids, we're hip hop kids, you know what I mean? We're sports guys. Not saying that the other guys aren't, or so on and so forth, but we're kind of a little bit more louder, abrasive, in your face. So when we have episodes like this, I'm not able to do it without Renee. And I'll speak for Renee, he wouldn't be able to do it without me. You know what I mean? And we're able to do it overall, and we're able to do it with great sponsors, but we wouldn't be able to do it like how we do it unless we had each other. And that kind of goes the same with you and Josh, bro. Like you guys are peanut butter and jelly. You know what I mean? The
question is, who's the peanut butter and who's the jelly?
Chase is the bread at this point. So
I was gonna say, if anything, I'm the jelly.
If anything, you're the jelly. All right. So I got another tough one. I mean, it's not tough, bro. It's just you've been around me enough. Like,
yeah,
I'm not that small talk guy. I want to talk about.
Listen, man, I
want to talk about the shit. Okay, so here's another question. So we're talking about the origins of Fountain City. So there's a dude who I consider to be a decent human being. Let's just call him Jay. And Jay, for a moment there, before you guys were really out in front of everything in terms of making all your announcements, had made some comments about the origins of the name of Fountain City Pro so that we can clear the effing air here tonight. And so people don't have stupid shit to talk about, because that's what people love to talk about. Shout out to Peyton. I love you, bro, but you're hanging with the wrong guys. Calvin Aldridge, that guy is a problem. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. Yo, Cooley was getting impatient. Cooley was getting impatient about the announcements, and I got into the tea. Now he wants to know what's going on. Yeah. You see. But anyway, okay, let me get back to my question. So to clear the air completely on this particular topic, how did you guys come up with the Fountain City name and concept? Because you and I talked about it. It sounds like a concept that's very much your own, even if it just happened to be a little bit of a coincidence. How did you guys come up with it, and how did you make that final decision? Because branding to me is just as important as making the decision to actually start the company. Like deciding to start the company and picking the logo and what it's going to look like and feel like are equally important in my book. What do you think, and what is the origin story of the Fountain City name itself?
So the origin is just, Kansas City, city of fountains. And to be completely honest with you, me, Josh, and Hartzell kind of all threw together some names. And I took my wife out to lunch, and I presented my wife with the 3 names that we came down to, and she picked Fountain City Pro. And then on June or July of 2023, I went and paid my attorney $1,100 to copyright the name and the logo. So I own it.
Yep. That's why we always talking about putting a stamp on shit, and we always talking about receipts on this show, bro.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah.
own it, I want to see the paperwork. Good for you, Chase.
Absolutely.
Good for you.
I won't say any names, but there was a guy who told me that he owned the name.
Jay.
Yeah, we're calling him Jay. We're
That's
calling
Jay.
him Jay on
That's
this
Jay,
episode.
dog.
It was so funny story. I sat next to Jay and listened to Jay tell me that his attorney was going to send a cease and desist to Hartzell, and I let Jay know that wasn't going to work out because Hartzell doesn't own the LLC. I do.
Whoa. So wait. So you were at a show and you were sitting next to a guy that was like, hey, that Fountain City shit is my shit, and I'm about to throw the legal dogs at Hartzell, and you said, fucking bullshit. That really happened.
You know what I did?
Crazy.
You know what I did? I put him in the camel clutch.
I make him humble. You make him humble. That's so crazy. Oh shit, man! Wow.
You're goddamn right, I did.
Yeah, Cooley, my guy. I told you, baby. Like, hang tight. I promise the big surprise match announcement is coming. But we got some other shit we got to talk about, dog.
Yeah, hey, let me ask you right quick, though, okay? Hey, and I want everybody included here. I'm glad we're having a good time. I'm so happy that you're part of the podcast. I'm glad you're a guest, man.
Hell yeah.
For real. Because, you see it, but not so much, podcasters interviewing other podcasters and shit like that. So,
yeah,
but let me ask you real quick. You just said camel clutch, bro. Why'd you say? It was Saturday night. I was just telling this story when you were getting your mic fixed, bro. How you and I were sitting there. Yo, we were crying, laughing, bro. And you just said that camel clutch. That has a little bit to do with that story.
Wait. Okay, so let me get this straight, because now I'm gonna get a little upset. Y'all was messing with my man, Broken Ron Jeremy.
Nah.
You sure?
Listen, I'm gonna set it up. All right, real quick.
I'm standing up for Broken Ron Jeremy.
I'm gonna set it up. All right.
I've never seen Broken Ron Jeremy move so fast than when Jeremy Wyatt put that dude on the ropes and goes.
Let me preface it.
We need some backstory.
Let me preface it. All right. The main event was going.
All right.
And it was a point in the match where everybody was a little bit quiet in the building because everybody's got their eyes on. They're maybe not their mouths and, cheering, rah. They're kind of watching what's going on. So Wyatt gets Gil Rogers over to the ropes, and it's on the same side that Broken Ron Jeremy's sitting there. And Wyatt says out loud, he goes, yo, so-and-so, what's up? This one's for you. And chop Gil, all right? So Gil gets chopped, gets thrown, Gil reverses it, throws Wyatt out of the ring, throws Wyatt at the guardrail right in front of our homeboy, all right? And me and Chase were like, yo, look over at him. And he started moving real quick, and I broke it to Chase up and said, yo, my man's about to throw the camel clutch on Jeremy Wyatt right now.
bro, you need to leave this man alone.
Yo,
you need to leave this man. Bro, leave Broken Ron Jeremy alone. I'm tired.
Shout out to Broken Ron Jeremy, bro. Shout out to Broken Ron Jeremy.
I looked at Sonny and I was like, I go, he's gonna put him in the camel clutch.
Lock his ass up, boy.
Oh man,
that was like, oh my god. Well, listen, y'all. I just want to say this, Sonny. I know you got some questions and stuff too, but this is the beauty of what this sport gives us the opportunity to do. Like, Sonny said it right during the intro. I think it was a fantastic intro. Like, this shit brings us together. You know what I mean? The relatability. See, he nicknamed him. No. Wait a minute. So y'all are talking about Broken Ron. No, I'm not gonna let you associate Broken Ron Jeremy with the Latino community. I'm not gonna let you do that.
You out of pocket, Brian.
Yeah, you out of pocket. You need to pick another race, dog. We're not accepting him in the racial draft. We're not taking Broken Ron. Chase, you almost look Latino. I don't know if you actually are or not, But if you are, we're not accepting him in our congregation, right? Like we're not about to have that shit.
Hands down. Sí, senor. Sí.
See, I stop. There you go. he Brian knows what's up. All right, Sonny, go ahead, dog. I know you got some more juice, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, Chase. So I'm gonna get into some of the podcast shit. I'm gonna maybe even touch a little bit on some juicy shit, but I want to keep it going with this Fountain City shit. So
yeah.
What's Fountain City going to be about, bro? What are you guys? What is you and Josh's dream of how this thing is supposed to look, feel, smell, be, environment, all that? I mean, what is going to make Fountain City so different going on a Friday night than it is going to Saturday night for CSW, or Saturday night for KCXW, or Saturday night for WLW? I mean, what's going to be different there?
I wouldn't say really different, but everybody always likes to look at professional wrestling under a certain microscope, and that's fine. This is what I think. I think professional wrestling is for everyone. There's no one person that it is stuck to. There's no one style. There may be some styles you don't like. My dream of pro wrestling is a buffet. You might go past certain things on the buffet and you might pick out other things in there, and the person behind you is not going to like what you got, but there's something there for everybody and you're all going to enjoy it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's I'm a fat boy at heart, gentlemen, and in the eyes too,
and in real life.
Oh, I know, but
fat boy gay right here.
And listen, I can sit. Even though I'm kind of tall, slender, I'm a fat boy too, and so I think we both know that about each other with that 3 a.m. Uber Eats arrival. So
put it down. That's right.
Yeah, we had that 3 a.m. Uber Eats showing up to the hotel in St. Louis. So
I don't remember much of it. I
know you don't. I know you don't.
We're gonna have a beer together, Chase. We haven't done that. That's
what's funny is you put up Herb Simmons.
Yeah.
And Herb Simmons has also seen me.
Oh, yo, I love you, Chase. But that Friday night, you were a fucking mess, kid. All right, you were a mess. You were a mess, and that's okay. Hey, you know what? You were good though. You were with your best friend. You were with me. We were with my wife. My wife was down here hanging out. And we were watching JBL drunk as shit walking through the lobby, and that little skinny desk attendant who didn't know nothing about pro wrestling trying to get up on JBL talking about you got to be quiet at 2 a.m. And it was a great time, great time, man, great time.
And the what's that kid's name? Silas Young, Thrill Billy. He told us how much he loved GCW. How he couldn't wait to get booked on GCW, how he's a huge Brett Lauderdale fan. Thrill Billy Silas Mason is a huge GCW fan. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but he's a huge GCW fan.
Sonny, you usually reserve the double birds for more worthy things. What is your beef here?
Fuck Silas Young. All right.
Sonny knows. Fuck that motherfucker.
Fuck Silas Young. All right. My man got 2 minutes in the Iron Claw movie and got 3 minutes on NWA TV, and he thinks he's the greatest thing since Shawn Michaels Super King. Man, yo, anybody who treats anybody like shit, look, you were down at the bottom at one time, and you may be at the top again, but you'll definitely be down at the bottom one way or another in life. And again, Night Owl, we keep receipts on this podcast. And I'm keeping receipts, bro. I don't care how high or low I get. You know what I mean? My core, who I am as the core, I'm still the same guy that was showing up to your crib, Night Owl, with change in my pocket just to get us a couple beers. Now I'm lucky enough to have a house, a car, a good career, and all that. I don't step on nobody. That dude, he thought he was better than everybody out there, and it didn't work out for us, dog. It didn't work out. He was trying to trash me and Chase, and it ain't happening.
Damn, Chase, you want to elaborate? I love this. This is good shit.
So it was really, really minor. So Josh and I and Sonny, we all are. So at the beginning of the night, Josh and I went into the bar. There was a bunch of those guys there. Silas was wearing like a spaghetti strap like muscle tank top. And like I walked out to the pool table and I was like, Silas, bro, you got to put a shirt on, man. You embarrassing the rest of us. And then he goes, yeah, you should be embarrassed wearing that GCW shirt. And then just cut a full promo on GCW. And I was like, oh my God. He's a really big fan of GCW.
And I wasn't there for that one night out. I'm still on the road on the way down. So I wasn't there for that.
Okay.
And so it was funny because every single time I'll even post on Twitter, I'll tag Brett Lauderdale and I'll be like, hey, stop. Thrill Billy really wants to get booked on a show.
if you can rub that shit in, baby, rub it in.
Yeah.
The Thrill Billy told me one night when we were drinking at a St. Louis bar that he really wanted to do a death match with Nick Gage.
Oh, yo, check this out. So we're grown men here, but we handle shit a certain way, and some people may not agree with that. But fortunately for us, we got legends like Herb Simmons that agree with us, and you guys can read the comment yourselves. Sonny, why don't you read that up for us, bro?
That's from the one and only, the legendary Mr. Herb Simmons, talking about Mr. Silas Young. He said he tried fitting in with the legends the night before, and a few had to put him in his place. And you know what, Mr. Simmons, and no disrespect to you, thank you for putting on a great fan fest. I had a beautiful time. My wife had a beautiful time. Yeah, I'm doing my best to make sure I make it out there for FanFest 2. I really want to meet Paul Roma. That's kind of that's my go-to this year, along with everybody else. Godfather, great list. Check out SICW. Check out the FanFest 2 in St. Louis at Aviator Hotel. It's a spectacular weekend. It's a spectacular time. But yeah, I mean, listen, at the kind of anywhere you go when you have that many people, and especially in professional wrestling, that many egos. You know what I mean? One or two of them are going to shine, and one or two are going to make an ass out of themselves. And I believe Silas Young did that. And listen, kind of to piggyback off Chase's story, Chase had that interaction with Silas Young, and then I came in that night, and me and Chase are hanging out, and we are having a few adult beverages, and we step out into the parking lot where Silas Young was. He was completely on the other side. And as Silas Young came walking past us, he had another remark about Chase's GCW shirt, calling us a bunch of marks and cussing at us and shit. And you know what I mean? And I was just doing nothing but, fan of the product, boom, 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 trying to show respect. And he treated us like some jabrones, bro. Nah, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? And so when I seen him the next day at the Fan Fest, bro, there was not too many people messing with him. You know what I mean?
Can I have the final word on this? Can I have the final word on this topic?
Sure, go ahead.
Because we're not here to run people down.
No, and I'm not.
We're just talking about real shit. We're just talking about real shit.
My personal experience, Chase's personal experience. For all I know, he could be a great family man, great wrestler, whatever. But my personal experience with him, my one-on-one, fuck that dude.
That wasn't his best weekend. Let's just say that.
Nah.
And you know what? And you can't ever place the blame on the guy that extended the invitation, because you're walking into St. Louis, a place that, let's just say, wrestling wouldn't be where it is today without the city of St. Louis.
Yep.
I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely.
I mean, going back to the stuff at the Chase and nobody knows that better than Herb Simmons. So it is what it is. He had a bad weekend, but this is the final word on the whole topic, in my opinion. And here's this comment. It says, Stan Hansen and a few address the issue. As far as I'm concerned, when Stan steps in, it's taken care of. I don't think we got to worry about that guy being involved anymore. So we move on to FanFest 2. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. I don't know if tickets are on sale yet or not, but make sure you get on the list if they're not, so that you can make sure to grab them. If Sonny Money Mayo's telling you it was the shit, if Chase is telling you it's the shit, if Josh is telling you, we're not getting paid to do this, guys. So believe them. Make your way out there. Support. If you can't, find a local professional wrestling promotion near you and get your ass out there. And especially if you're going to be in the Kansas City area. What's that date for us again, Chase?
March 8th.
March 8th, baby. Fountain City. It's going to be popping.
All right, so I got a real quick question for you, Chase, and this is something I really want to know. This is something I don't think I've ever asked you one-on-one, but it's a great time to ask you now while we're on the podcast regarding your podcast, the I-70 Hot Tag. So you guys have had a lot of great guests on throughout the Midwest, all right? Okay. Who was your favorite so far? Who was your favorite guest so far on the I-70 Hot Tag? Have you had one? Or what was your most memorable moment, or Give us something great from the I-70 hot tag.
Well, there was a couple of one Luigi Primo did it all in character.
Yep.
That was a fantastic interview. Our first interview with Dallas Cade, it was our first interview. We let that kid talk. And he talked a lot, and it was great. It was awesome to hear from him. Michael Strider gave a lot of cool, I told Josh after that, I was like, man, if we were at a bar, I'd have paid Strider's tab all night to just let him talk.
Yeah.
And just tell stories. Steve Fender we've had. Just a lot of like Midwest greats. Dak Draper. Jeremy Wyatt did a run-in on our podcast.
Yeah, I remember that.
To dog shit on us. I'll
take it. That jerk ain't allowed back on this podcast. So
yeah.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know. It's been a while, but Sonny, you know me and Wyatt. It's no different than the beef that I had with Ray Leone and them guys that I think you guys inherited. I-70 Hot Tag kind of inherited my beef when I stepped away. Wyatt, maybe one day, because nobody has told the Jeremy Wyatt story better, and this is all due respect to you and everybody else, than the Wrestle Talk podcast, bro. We go back so far, Sonny, with everything that this dude has done. Him, Sterling, you talked about Strider, that whole gang, that whole timeline. We were literally there for most of it, going all the way to Metro through NWL, even now through CSW or whatever. So maybe one day when Jeremy's at that point where he's ready to hang him up, we'll have him back on Wrestle Talk podcast one day, because I think he would tell you in private that if there was a podcast that he was going to talk to at the end of it, it's got to be WTP, just because those interviews were some of the most volatile interviews we ever had, Sonny. Bro.
Well, and
that energy was always crazy.
But times have changed. People have changed. We've all grown. We've all got wiser. I think it'd be great to have Wyatt on, just from the aspect of even sitting there chopping it up with NBA and NFL. Because look,
is he going to stop calling me fat for 10 minutes so we can actually have a conversation?
Listen, he's going to make fun of my eye.
Chase, you already know. He's going to take the lowest road every time.
That's okay. His pile driver sucks. His elbow drop is trash. So I don't.
We can keep it neutral. Somebody's got to be able to negotiate this some way.
Yeah, we'll figure it out one way or another.
Maybe.
But all right. So night out. I want to start getting into the Fountain City. All the wrestlers announced for the card, and I know Chase.
I got one more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I got one more. Okay. All right, Chase, and I feel like I'm being the bad guy tonight, but it's fair because this is the shit people want to hear about.
That's okay.
So last thing, and we met in person. I would ask you this shit to your face because we're men. You're a man. Last thing, and this is only for the purpose because they shit on me, dog. Like they shit on me twice when I try to do my own thing, and you guys, I think early on, were I think wise enough to not assume anything about the business. You guys came in as servants. And I don't know about you, but I'm a man of faith. So when I came into this business, whether it was a podcast or whatever, I was like, how can I make what I'm working with better? How can I leave? And Sonny knows this about me. How can I leave it better than how I found it? When I go fishing, I clean up the area where I was fishing, and it doesn't always just have to be the trash that I put on the ground. Like I'll try to clean up a little bit more than what I left behind. So I feel like you guys put off that same energy. So just know that I'm asking this question from the standpoint of how do we put this shit to bed and then focus on what's really important, which is you guys bringing more wrestling, more opportunity to the Midwest, which is what we've all been begging for. So here it is. There was an instance where word got out that you guys were doing your Fountain City thing. And I think everybody's tremendously excited. They were tremendously excited at the time. But there was a little bit of controversy surrounding your opinion concerning a promotion and a few select wrestlers. So for those that don't know the story, I don't think many people have gotten the opportunity to hear all sides of it. They've just heard what they've seen in the comment section. Guys follow certain wrestlers. They get tagged on stuff. They may only pay attention to the part where their guy had something to say. So I think this is a fair moment in an unbiased platform to talk about maybe some of that controversy concerning, your opinions about a certain promotion and in individuals associated with that promotion. But I know this is a wordy question. Ultimately, at the heart of it, what were your intentions? What are your intentions? Because I know you love this sport, and everything I've seen you thus far is for the progression of the sport. So I think ultimately everything has a root cause. So what was the root cause of the controversy? What was your part in it? And how are you working to move past it? Because I think we all want Fountain City be extremely successful, but I think some would argue that you might have potentially shot yourself in the foot a little bit with some of your opinions concerning promotions and other individuals. Personally, I think you're standing on business because we don't fuck around with certain shit around here either. So speak on it, brother. The floor is completely yours. You can go as deep into it or be on the surface on it about it as much as you want. Like, truly speak on it to the level where you're comfortable.
You could go from no comment to 100%, whatever you want.
What do you got?
No. So I'm not going to go completely no comment here. Here's what I will say. That Renee, I love exactly how you put it because you said exactly what it is. It's my opinion. And at the end of the day, it's my opinion. And I don't care what anybody thinks about that. You know, if you don't like it, I'll tell you the same thing I told every single person about it. My DMs, my text messages are open. You're more than welcome to come say something. I encourage you to come say something directly to me rather than to put some status on your Facebook that you know I can't see. Because that doesn't do anything. That doesn't progress anything. All that does is make you look bitter. So you know, here's the last thing I'll say about that, and then I'll talk about the progression and stuff. The last thing I'll say is if you want to talk, then like I said, my DMs are open. Let's have a conversation about it. Because you don't know me. You have no idea what I'm about. You have no idea what I'm doing. You have no idea anything. You saw a clip of something I said that was put out there just to be like, oh, hey, look what this guy said. Cool. Again, come talk to me about it. And if you're not man enough to have a 10, 15-minute conversation with me about it, I don't care. I don't. As far as shooting myself in the foot, front row is sold out. We're almost at 100 tickets. Our venue will hold almost 300 with what we have. So if that was shooting myself in the foot, I can walk on one leg. I'll be okay. Progression, here's what happened. The most people that were upset about it, I had conversations with, and they understood how I felt and why I felt the way I did. And we spoke to one of the promotions, and the one promotion that we spoke with understood that at the end of the day, it's an opinion, and that's it. And the wrestlers and us have had conversations, and everything's great. The other promotion, I'm not going to shy away from. I'm not going to lie about it. They blocked us on every form of social media. They not only blocked us, they blocked our spouses. They blocked our business pages, all kinds of other stuff. So I'm not really interested in having a conversation with them. If they're not, that's cool. But if they are, again, my DMs, my phone line, my text line is open. And those guys have my text number. So they're more than welcome to text me and ask me or talk to me about it, and we can talk about it. And that's that.
And you know what? Let me kind of add to that, Chase. And I'm glad we're kind of even going down this road here. And this is something that Renee and myself, we dealt with something similar with this, on 470 episodes of Wrestle Talk podcast. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like what the gentleman, Mr. Herb Simmons, said there. don't judge me until you know me. You know what I mean? And people have this perception of what Night Owl is and what I am and what Chase is and what Josh is and all that, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to say it. I think all of us are pretty decent human beings and we all enjoy professional wrestling. And all of us on this podcast right now have some type of a loudmouth, abrasive one way or another. We might word it differently. We might go about it differently, but we're definitely ain't afraid to speak our opinion on something. You know what I mean? So that's the thing with professional wrestling, independent professional wrestling in the Midwest that pisses me off the most. Someone's always got something to say in the background, but definitely doesn't want to come to the forefront and say it to our face. And I'm not saying that in a fighting way. I'm not saying that in a hostile way or anything like that. You know what I mean? But that shit pisses me off to the umpteenth degree. We are all grown-ass, paying taxes, American adult males here. If you got something that you don't like about me, then come tell me. Again, I don't care because I'm still going to show up for Wrestle Talk Podcast. I'm still going to show up to work. I'm still going to show up at my kid's ball game. And I'm going to be loud everywhere I go. And I'm not going to change for you or whatever. But don't sit there and politic me in your inbox and be a fucking jerk to me because of something that you might think. You know what I mean? Come ask me. Come get to know me first. Then judge your opinion. That you know.
I love, because bro, I'm 35 years old, guys. I'll be 36 in April. This is the internet. Let's be realistic. You know, some of these roided up freaks aren't gonna come put a hand on me, because I live in Missouri, and I'm not gonna go to them. So here's how this will get settled. Message me. If you don't like something I said and you don't like an opinion of mine, message me. I'm an open book. I messaged you when you put it on Facebook. I went to you and said something to you about it. Said, hey, I'm a man and I'm gonna come say something to you as a man.
Okay. Jason, Chase, I'm gonna cut you off because I think we're all talking about the same thing, but nobody's willing to say it. And I'm not gonna name no names out of respect to you. No names. I'm not gonna name no names out of respect to you, but here's what I am gonna say. If you're doing some shit that would land you in the federal penitentiary, if it got to a certain point, we're not rocking with you. You are not welcome here, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I get that you're good at what you do, relatively speaking, but we're not that impressed with what you do to put that shit to the side. So anything that has to do with fucking with old people, babies,
handicapped
women,
or handicapped, mentally challenged, physically challenged,
you are not welcome here.
Nope.
I don't care about your clout, don't care about what you done or how many friends you got. I'm with Chase. If you're about that bullshit, you ain't welcome here. And Sonny, you know me better than anybody. If you disagree with that in my face, you might get snuffed. Do not believe that because we're goofy wrestling guys, that if you bring that bullshit about potentially harming or taking advantage of people that can't defend themselves, you might get snuffed in the mouth. And that's the first time in 70 episodes that I've ever said, I'm going to hit somebody. But if you bring that bullshit and it concerns hurting anybody that can't defend themselves, then you are not welcome. And I'm sure that is a message that everybody can get behind, because some of the people that you have beef with have no leg to stand on. You talking about I'll fight on one leg, like you said before. Some of these folks shall go unnamed really don't have a leg to stand on. So anybody standing with them, bro, you've already outed yourself. You're standing with those guys.
Yep.
You've drawn the line, and I'm glad that you did, because I know something about you today that I didn't know yesterday, Chase. And I'm going to say that for you because you're a professional. You're starting a business. You want people to come out and support you. You can't say crazy shit. But I'm the Night Owl. And I'll say, because they ain't going to stop me from saying what the fuck I'm about to say. So I'm with you, bro. And if anybody got anything to say about it, don't even worry about it, bro. you already know.
Yeah.
We're just not tolerating any of that, bro. I got 2 daughters, a granddaughter, and a son. So
And a couple nephews up over here.
And a couple more over there. So do not come to us with any of that shit talking about that was a few years ago, bro. You're canceled, bro. You're done.
Yeah.
You're out of here. You're not invited. You're not welcome. hashtag no new friends.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So Chase,
Yeah.
go ahead, bro. I just need to make sure I need to make sure
You're good.
somebody said that.
You're good. But I couldn't help it, bro. I had to bust up laughing. We got Herm Simmons saying bye, Felicia.
Yeah, I had to put that up. I had to put that up. Well, you know what? We've had a lot of fun here, but I think it's time, as controversial and as tense as some of these conversations have been, I'm going to take it up a level because I know 2 things about my bro and you, Chase. Both of you guys are highly competitive.
All right, well, hold on. No. Time out. No. I know where you're going with that, but before we go to that,
Okay.
Chase, real quick,
I wanted to make them wait longer.
Yeah, no, because we finished. Listen, we finished off, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut that intro because I know you were about to do a great one night out, but we're not. We're almost there. We're almost there. But Chase, Fountain City Pro, you got some. You've already announced a lot of talent showing up. I can't wait to boo that bum ass Ray Leone out the fucking building. All right, crumb bum bastard, bro. I can't, dog. You got so much talent showing up. Give us a rundown of some of the talent. You don't have to give us all, but give us a rundown of some of the talent who's going to be at Fountain City Pro, and then I believe you have an announcement also.
Absolutely. So the talent that's going to be showing up, you're going to see some Kansas City favorites. Ray Leon, Kenny Alfonso, Luke Langley, Scott Tyler, Rex Amadeus, Laney Luck and GPA coming back to Kansas City. Logan Knight, Stormy Renee, the Quad Father, Camaro Jackson, Jay Fowler, who we haven't seen in Kansas City since Journey Pro closed. So yes, got a lot of great talent coming back to Kansas City. So absolutely. Trying to think. You want me to go ahead and announce the match?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
Listen, because what you just announced right there, that if you're not buying a ticket, that should push you another 50 ticket sales right there for that lineup, for real. You know, I mean, that's a hell of a talent, some of the best in the Midwest right there. But yes, I'm excited for your announcement. You said exclusively for the Wrestle Talk podcast. You ain't dropping this on your own podcast. You're dropping it exclusively on ours, brother, and I cannot appreciate that enough. So go ahead and hit us with that exclusive match announcement at Fountain City Pro right here, exclusive on Wrestle Talk podcast.
Absolutely. So on March 8th at the Ball Event Center in Olathe, Kansas, one of the matches that we're going to have, the main event match, Camaro Jackson and Jay Fowler, and then also the tag team match that was announced, GPA and Laney Luck versus newly formed Only Friends, Logan Knight and Stormy Renee. In addition to that, we're going to have a championship match.
Oh, shit.
But a championship that hasn't been seen in Kansas City for over a year. In fact, the last time it was in Kansas City was at Journey Pro's final event. And it was defended in a fatal 4-way where Christian Rose retained the Journey Pro championship. And then when Journey Pro closed, that championship went to St. Louis Anarchy and was dubbed the Destination Championship. It still has Kansas City roots, still has Kansas City's logo on it. And right now, Spitfire Davey Vega is the current champion, and he will go one-on-one with Gary fucking J.
Wow.
For that championship.
Wow.
And so that will be in addition to many, many more matches to come. So like I said, just to go over that, we've got Laney Luck and GPA coming back to Kansas City from the Chicago area, in the St. Louis area, to take on Logan Knight and Stormy Renee in a new tag team called Only Friends. And then the main event,
Buns of Steel.
Jackson versus whoa. He's no longer the Buns of Steel. Don't Don't make that mistake.
Sorry, I don't want that dude to
Dare.
fuck me up. Hey, he
Don't
almost
you
fucked me up.
dare.
Hey, bro, he almost listen. At that last, I don't know if you remember.
That is
this, I was
all.
right there.
That is. Listen, Sonny. That is all fucking steel. Jay Fowler.
He almost came out the ring and jumped over to the guardrail. I think almost on the shoot because he was having his match at that last Journey show and he chopped some. I forget who he's facing. JDX might have been, and he chopped him and it was kind of crying. And I yelled as loud as I can. I was like, "Yo, you shot like a bitch." And he was like, and everybody in the crowd popped and he looked over. I was like, "Yo, I ain't fucking with you no more." So all steel, all right, all steel.
All
Get your ass whooped, dog.
Yeah, my bad, my bad.
All steel.
Yep.
And guess what, guys? I do have a little bit of a treat. I was lucky enough in my preparation to secure a graphic for this incredible matchup, which obviously all of us are incredibly excited about. So let me go ahead and throw it up, Chase, because this thing is beautiful. You guys heard it. You heard it announced here first on the Wrestle Talk podcast, guys. Gary J, the Stiff Robo Ginger versus Davey Vega, the current Destination Champion, man. What a huge matchup. Just briefly, Chase, can you talk about the sponsor of this matchup, the A-Team?
Yeah. So, Kara Anderson, who is a part of Reese and Nichols, she has her own team called the A-Team. She is sponsoring the entire event. So she actually was connected to us through Josh. And she elected to do this sponsorship. She was super excited to do it. We're super excited to partner with her. You're going to see her logo on everything that we do. So super excited to have Kara on. Super excited for what we have planned with Kara. So love supporting small businesses. I'm a small business. Fountain City Pro is a small business. I own a landscaping business. That's a small business. I work in an insurance agency that's a small business. I love small business. That's what I love about the sponsorships with pro wrestling is it's small business supporting small business.
Are we talking to the next PBD right here? Are we like talking to Patrick Bet David right now? I think PBD right here.
Listen, man, I love this city more than anything, and one of the biggest inspirations for Fountain City is Moonshine, Ryan Mantell. And
by the way, did you see our interview with Ryan at the training center? I know you're a busy guy, bro. Sonny, freaking Sonny, bro, went up there, did what a phenomenal job you did, Sonny. That was awesome. It's one of my favorite interviews of 2023. Thank you.
One of my favorite interviews of all time that I got to do of these 470 episodes of Wrestle Talk podcast. That was one of my favorite ones that I got to be a part of, bro. That was great.
And I was going to say he was one of our favorite episodes. He talked about like one of the reasons starting the KC Wrestling Academy is to help saturate the area with more wrestling. Talked about being from down in Texas where it's just there's wrestling everywhere. Yes, I was getting ready to get to that, but he interrupted me. Action Mobile Wash is sponsoring Davey Vega.
Get your money up, not your funny up, Chase. Don't worry about it, bro. We always got time for the sponsors.
Always got time for the sponsors.
We always got time for the sponsors.
But yeah, and him talking about that, it was one of the biggest drives of when I was like, if we suck, okay. If we don't suck, awesome. But at least there's an outlet for these guys to come make money and to come showcase their stuff. And that's what's important. I've been to the East Coast, man. I've been to the West Coast. I've been down South. There's no reason why guys like Jay Fowler, Jeremy Wyatt, and all the other guys in the Kansas City area shouldn't be on a national platform, getting their money, getting their roses, and any outlet that we can provide to them to do so should be welcomed.
Preach.
Yeah. Well, listen, Chase, thank you. And, I'm so happy you did this, dude. I really am. I appreciate it. You know, I kind of called in a favor to you to come on here, and I wasn't really sure. I didn't know how you would feel about it. I didn't know how Josh would feel about it because you guys have your own wrestling podcast, but I kind of figured it would be a yes because it's always been love between us. It's always been respect between Wrestle Talk Podcast and I-70 Hot Tag. And, thank you so freaking much, dude. I really appreciate you coming on here. And not only that, giving us that exclusive match announcement. And, dude, listen, I'm gonna be in the building. Night Owl's going to be in the building. We're going to be there that Friday night, March 8th at the Ball Event Center. Paying at the door and ready to come in and chant some Fountain City Pro shit and rock that shit and have a fucking blast in the building. All right. So
yeah, we're excited.
But now all the thank yous and all that are good. Now, just like I did in St. Louis at the Fan Fest, when your drunk ass was almost passing out at 3 a.m. and I hit the most beautiful frog splashes, Eddie Guerrero and RVD on your ass, I'm about to whoop your ass again. And what we like to finish out with our guest here on the Wrestle Talk Podcast. Night Owl, you want to kind of go ahead and finish that off for me because you were doing such a great job, bro.
I appreciate that. Now, I will say that I wanted to get this out of the way before we got into the card because I feel like there's going to be a different.
No, we're going to finish it off with this, and then we'll hit the socials.
Well, that's obviously because we've already gone through that part of it. But I feel like after this challenge, there may be a little bit of a different energy between you two because I know how competitive both of you are. Chase, you would not be where you are today with I-70 and with Fountain if you weren't somebody that strives for success through the controversy, which says to me that you're a competitive guy. And I know Sonny, okay, with the hands of steel himself, okay, no matter how many times he fumbled that thing, my man would not give up when we were playing. My man's like, I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again to the point of exhaustion. So that level of competition, I think, is what's going to feed into today's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. The question is, you belabored it. I think Sonny put it off because he's a little afraid. He knows he's finally matched up with somebody that knows wrestling back and forth. Oh, see, Chase. We were going to do this before, but Sonny's like, oh, no, we got to get to the card first, blah, blah, blah. Cut me off.
I wonder all the nice and the rose petals and the romantic, okay? We had the romantic part. We did the foreplay. Now I'm ready to pack some cigarettes with this motherfucker. What you're saying is, that's what I'm ready to do.
What you're saying is you weren't ready to bounce back from the loss and talk about
I'm ready to pack some cigarettes with this. We going.
All right, let's go. All right. Chase and Sonny Money Mayo, are you guys ready for tonight's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge?
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to prepare myself because we have a bunch of phenomenal questions that were put together by the illustrious Luke Skywalker Roberts. Nothing but love to him and his incredible contributions. Last week's show was awesome. You guys probably heard Jason Static was on with Rodell and Skywalker. If you guys haven't gone back and checked out last week's show, like I said, Midwest Pro Wrestling is absolutely exploding right now. Jason Static opened up his own training facility and this and that and the other thing. Make sure you guys go back and check that out. But it is time because I've been waiting for y'all to go toe-to-toe. I'm going to be honest. I want to see how serious this gets because I know both of you guys are very, very knowledgeable in the world of professional wrestling. Okay?
You don't know shit, bro. Get out of here.
Okay, well, listen, I have to say... Okay, well, I have to say that I'm going to disqualify myself because based on the Wrestle Talk Podcast Trivia Challenge in December, I'm fucking terrible at these games. So I'm glad it's y'all. I'm glad it's dickhead. Bro, anything recent, I'm the bomb. But anything before like 2012, I suck.
That's all right. It's all right.
All right, here we go. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for this week's installment of the world famous Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. Tonight's guests are scheduled for the best 2 out of 3 falls. Tonight's contestants are, of course, the Wrestle Talk Podcast very own Sonny Money Mayo and the proprietor, or one of the brand new Fountain City Pro, the one and only Chase Riley. In a few moments, I will ask you, gentlemen, 3 questions about a particular professional wrestling topic. Whenever you think you know the answer, simply shout it out. The first person to win 2 out of 3 falls will be the winner. Do you gentlemen understand the rules?
Absolutely. Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. When you hear the clues and you think you know the answer, just shout it out. Do not wait. Are you gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Yeah, come on. Let's go right now.
Okay.
I'm ready, bro.
Got a
I'm
little
ready.
bit of music, and then we'll get right into it. So be ready, gentlemen.
All right. You know, I don't hear nothing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, agree.
once again, welcome back to this week's edition of the Wrestle Talk Podcast Game Show Challenge. Again, we have the Wrestle Talk Podcast very own Sonny Money Mayo. Go ahead, bro. Give it to us. And the I-70 Hot Tags very own Chase Nathaniel Riley. Yeah, boy, here we go. Are you gentlemen ready for question number one?
Bring it.
Question number one. In honor of today's guests, the Game Show Challenge category is going to be the deep in the heart of Texas. Again, guys, in a few moments, I will give you 3 professional wrestlers that called world-class championship wrestling their home. That is the topic. When you think you know the answer, simply shout it out. Again, first 2 out of 3 falls is the winner. Finally, question number 1. This professional wrestling personality has spent time in the WWE, WCW, the NWA, TNA, and Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Percy Pringle.
That is incorrect. He also spent time in WCCW as the manager of such wrestlers as Rip Oliver and the Midnight
Jimmy
Express.
Hart.
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette is correct. Ladies and gentlemen,
As soon as he said Midnight Express, I knew I fucked it up. I knew I
Jimmy
fucked it
Hart, Jimmy Cornette, very, very close. Very, very close. Bro got announced with his middle name. Yeah, that's right, bro. We do our research around here. We know his middle name is Nate Daniel. We don't play no jokes around here, dog. Yeah. You suck at trivia too, bro. I feel you. All right. You guys ready for question number 2? Because the tension is rising. I'm telling y'all, boy, I knew this was going to be good. All right, here we go. A WWE Hall of Famer spent this WWE Hall of Famer spent 32 years in the world of professional wrestling. After spending time in WCCW in feuds with the Von Erichs, in feuds with David Von Erich and the gentleman Chris Adams.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That is incorrect. Let me start that sentence over. After spending time in WCCW in feuds with David Von Erich and the gentleman Chris Adams, this wrestler went on to have success in the NWA and WCW as a member of the Fabulous Freebirds.
Michael Hayes.
Excuse me, let me finish. As a member of the Fabulous Freebirds alongside Michael Hayes and Terry Gordy. Name him.
What's the other dude? Michael Hayes, Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Who's the other guy in Van Halen?
What the fuck is his name? Jesus Christ. He's one of the legendary tag teams. Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy. I'm drawing a fucking blank. Who's the other dude? Oh, this is going to kill me. Michael Hayes.
I'm gonna look up an additional
Terry Gordy.
an additional clue for you guys. Okay, give me just a second.
What the fuck is his name?
Okay. Born in 1952. I'm just gonna read off a couple of different clues here. Born in 1952. Okay, his wrestling career spanned from 1968 to 1983. Also toured the Mid-South and Florida territories from 1978 to 1983. Let me see here. He won the NWA Southern Heavyweight Championship from Sweet Brown Sugar. Let me see here if I can find one more clue that might give it to you guys. It says this individual quickly lost the NWA Southern Heavyweight Championship to Dusty Rhodes. Any guesses, gentlemen? Also joined World Class Championship Wrestling in 1983.
Come on, Chase. Who's the fucking other member of the Fabulous Freebirds? It's Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and who? I can't fucking remember his name.
It's not a Wyndham. Is it Buddy Rogers? Buddy Roberts?
That is incorrect. He also did one of the first shoot interviews in history. It says that he claimed in a shirt interview that the on-screen relationship, he had an on-screen relationship with Precious, and it caused marital issues in real life for him. Final clue.
Ronnie Garvin.
All right.
Terry Garvin. Ronnie Garvin, one of the Garvins.
That is correct. Sonny Money Mayo, Jimmy Garvin.
Jimmy Garvin. There you go.
Is the correct answer.
It's pissing me off. I knew his fucking name.
There you go.
I knew it wasn't Buddy, but I couldn't figure out.
Jesus.
Well
How
done.
am I going to be a fan of professional wrestling? Can't remember one of the names of one of the most legendary tag teams of all time.
Listen, it's a lot different when you're under the gun, guys. When you're under the gun. Okay.
We're
going to go for question number 3. And just because Chase has been a fantastic guest, Chase, if you're able to score a victory on question number 3, we'll actually move on to sudden death between you and Sonny. So basically, this question is worth 2. Okay?
Okay.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Question number 3. This late professional wrestler was often called the Beast from the East.
Fucking
Bam Bam Bigelow,
baby. Asbury Park. What's up, Bam Bam?
What does the audience say? I think you guys said that at the exact same time. Do you guys know who said it first? Because it sounded like exactly at the same time.
Loud. I didn't hear his ass.
That was so freaking close. Okay, of course, Josh believes that Chase got it.
Fuck out of here, Josh. Boo him, block him.
Okay, listen, I don't know. I can't go back and check the tape right now. And of course, Josh knows he's being biased. That's fine. How about we go one final question for all the marbles? Are you guys ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Oh, this is going to be so good. All right, final question, and we will let the audience decide it. This late 2017 WWE Hall of Famer was a former WCCW World Champion. After leaving WCCW, he went on to win championships in the NWA, WCW, and the WWF.
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Ravishing Rick Rude is correct. Let me finish reading off the rest of the clues. Congratulations, Sonny. He was managed by Percy Pringle, Paul Jones, Jimmy Hart, Paulie Dangerously, and Bobby Heenan. This wrestler was also an accomplished arm wrestler and also known for his custom airbrush tights. Name him, of course, Sonny. We all know that you said Ravishing Rick Rude. Congratulations. Congratulations, my man. Yeah, that was so good.
Hey, Shanks, at Found City, I need a complimentary water, all right? I need one complimentary water bottle at the door since I wanted them.
I got bad news. I got bad news for you and all the wrestlers.
What's that?
I ain't got no water bottles.
Shots fired!
I'll be in the parking lot with Broken Ron Jeremy hitting that sugar water.
That's right. Or we may need a tailgate out in front of Fountain City Pro.
Fuck it, why not, bro?
What's happening? We done it.
Let's go.
Chase, because this is the platform that we wanted to extend to you as a friend, to talk about everything that you wanted to talk about, to clear the air, but more importantly, to talk about what you guys are doing to contribute to the future of pro wrestling in the Midwest, man. I'm going to give you the main stage. Bro, anything else that you wanted to say, anything else that you wanted to address, or any information you want to pass along to the loyal members of the Wrestle Talk family. The stage is yours.
Yeah, hit us with them. Hit them with the socials, brother. Hit them with the socials where we can find you, Fountain City, all that, and promote whatever you want to promote, and give us your final thoughts here, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Obviously the first event's going to be March 8th. Anybody who has bought a ticket or is going to buy a ticket, we appreciate you. We plan on putting a fantastic show on for you guys, in every way, shape, or form. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, I highly recommend doing so. We're going to have a lot of great matches still announced, other than the 3 that we do have announced right now. We still have more matches, and we also are going to have surprises, guys. I would love to tell you that this is going to be like, Metro Pro. I would love to tell you that this is going to be like NWL. I would love to tell you that it's going to be like Journey Pro. I can't tell you it's going to be like any of those. What I can tell you is that we are going to do everything we can to make sure that you come for every single thing that you love about wrestling, and you're going to leave happy. And we're not trying to step on anybody's toes. We just want to give my city, our city, and the workers in our city more places to showcase and more places for us to have fun as fans, because wrestling is fucking awesome. If you guys haven't already, check out the link that Josh put in the chat. Also, I'll post the link to our Discord. We have a great community there, building a great community there. So you guys want to come hang out with us in there, find out about stuff and pitch in ideas and stuff like that. You're more than welcome to. If not, like I said, feel free to reach out to me on social media. Definitely check out this match, guys. This match is going to be crazy. Two of St. Louis staples and 2 of guys who are very, very familiar with Kansas City. They're going to tear the house down. We're going to tear the house down, and we can't wait. Ball Event Center, Olathe, Kansas, March 8th. It starts.
Let's fucking go, Sonny.
Brother, next time you come on, we got to bring Josh, and we kind of got to do the 4 of us like we did up at Billy's show. Maybe even get the wrestling Granny in there and have her make an appearance.
Granny Hulkster.
Granny
you saw
Hulkster,
what happened to
yep.
Chase when he called her something that wasn't her name, bro.
Right.
She went wild.
Grumpy Granny is what I called her, I think.
Grumpy Granny,
Bad
yeah.
idea. That was also probably one of my favorite podcast moments, even though it wasn't our show, of 2023. That was freaking hilarious. Shout out to Billy Simmons.
No, but that was fun, bro, and it was fun tonight having you on. And again, seriously, next time, I know Josh was hanging out in the comments, but we need to bring him on next time so we can have a real true collab between I-70 and Wrestle Talk Podcast, because the 2 times we've done it so far, it's been a great time, dude. And on a shoot, on some real shit, me and Renee and everybody here at Wrestle Talk Podcast wish you and Josh nothing but the best. I cannot wait for Fountain City Pro. I hope it kills it, bro. We're going to be in the building. I'm going to lose my voice. That's a guarantee. And, if there's anything that you need from either one of us, we're just a shout away to help you out along the way. All right. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for being part of 470. Hopefully you're even coming around for 500, because that's going to be a big one for us this coming summer, early fall, somewhere where it's going to fall there, Night Owl. Right. So, man, thank you so much for coming on. You suck at a game show challenge. I'm glad I frog splashed your ass to St. Louis. Yeah. So that's what it is, bro. Thank you so much for coming on, for real, dude. Love you to death. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Absolutely, gentlemen. I appreciate everything you guys do. Appreciate you guys showing love. Mi hermanos, if there's anything that I can do for you or you need from me, you let me know.
Yep, absolutely, bro.
And I only want to say one thing. Just keep standing on business, dog.
That's it.
Keep standing on business. We never took the prayer segment out of Wrestle Talk.
No.
We never took the FWWC stuff out of Wrestle Talk. I had people tell me, don't nobody give a shit about that. I do.
Yep.
That's why we're still here, and that's why we're episode 500.
We have people tell Renee don't promote. He promoted. He had a successful house a couple times.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I had people tell me don't do the podcast somewhere. I'm still doing it. I'm happy as shit.
Y'all messing with that other podcast. Y'all should be doing your own thing. We don't
follow
no rules.
And you know what the beautiful thing about it, and this is the whole theme of it, Chase, and this is some advice I want you to take before you part. This is the theme of this whole episode. Keep them receipts. All right?
Let's go.
keep them fucking receipts. All right, bro.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. Oh, by
I
the way,
got 'em.
last thing for me, t-shirts dropping soon.
Yeah.
Love y'all, baby. We out of here.
God
Have a
damn
good night,
right.
everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.